heat index values exceeding 100 degrees.
He says if you plan to be outside, take plenty of breaks and stay hydrated. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
No new tolls yet, but Governor Mike Braun has signed the bill that allows tolling on all interstates in Indiana for the purposes of funding maintenance work on the state's infrastructure. In Grant County, Deputy Russ Rodriguez is on administrative leave after being arrested Wednesday and charged with domestic battery. The sheriff's department hasn't spoken publicly about what happened. Marion police who made the arrest are investigating, as is the sheriff's department. You may be packing up already. Jeanette Cruz.
Get ready for crowded roads and busy airports. A record number of Americans are planning to travel for the upcoming July 4th holiday. AAA predicts a staggering 72.2 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home over the Independence Day period, which runs from Saturday, June 28th to Sunday, July 6th, which is actually a new record. AAA also says that 1.9 million Hoosiers will travel as well, with the majority opting for road trips. To avoid the worst congestion, experts advise traveling during morning hours.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Nothing better than taking the family out to a midsummer baseball game out at Victory Field. And my friends at AAA Hoosier Motor Club can help deliver on some big-time savings. They're partners with the Indianapolis Indians and sponsors of their fabulous Friday night fireworks. And if you're an Indians fan and a AAA member, you get all sorts of perks. $4 off tickets to all home games, plus 10% concessions and Indians Pro Shop discounts.
Yeah, going to Victory Field, always fun. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members, you save when you have a membership. You get discounts on hotels, rental cars, and even complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into trouble out on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. Join AAA today. Visit AAA.com, call 844-GO, AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, Boone County, northbound, 65 stop-and-go traffic from State Road 267 up to Lebanon, exit 138 to Indianapolis Avenue. And then we see a report of a structure fire. Meridian at 36th Street reported as a working apartment fire, so stay clear if you can. Eastbound 70 at Hancock County jams at County Road 400 north out to Fortville Pike. And then we slow again after State Road 9 to the Greenfield Rest area. And construction on the south side. Northbound 65 slow after Southport Road to 465. And again, from South Keystone Avenue up to the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Warm and humid heading into the afternoon today. Partly cloudy skies expected with highs in the middle 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy with lows falling to near 70, so mild and muggy. This weekend, the heat is on. Lots of sunshine, hot and humid with highs into the lower 90s. Feels like temperatures will be reaching close to the triple digits and into the triple digits on Sunday. Hot and humid, highs near 93. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
It's a Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Jalen Williams has his pass deflected. Halliburton steals it into the open floor. He got it to Siakam, who threw down the right-hand tomahawk. It's a 20-point lead.
That is the sweet sounds of Mark Boyle on the Pacers radio network. The Halliburton steal, the kind of no-look pass. Siakam takes it in transition and throws it down on Jalen Williams, and the Pacers win 108-91. I'm Jason Hammer. Jeff Boggs is filling in for Big Nige. And if you didn't have fun watching that game last night, then you're not a Hoosier. Turn your microphone on right there. There we go.
Oh, I'm good. All right. This is as exciting as it gets. You know, you're an Indiana sports fan. I know we've won a Super Bowl, And I know the Pacers have made the finals, and I know the Indiana Hoosiers have won some national championships. But right now, none of us have ever been going to a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. And that play you were talking about, when Halliburton stole the ball, threw it to Siakam for one of the best dunks I've ever seen in the finals. You know what's great about it? You go back and watch, Reggie Miller's head is in the shot. When Halliburton turns around, Reggie is leaning in, and it's just like passing the torch. This is pretty cool.
So last night was the final home game, no matter what happens in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and that place was rocking. I loved every bit of it. And I don't care what the rest of the nation thinks. These are two teams, Indy and Oklahoma City. The ratings are probably going to be crap compared to the previous years, but their fans are into it. Our fans are into it. And this is all you can ask for. A winner take all. Somebody's going to hang a championship banner, Game 7, and the Pacers are coming off a dominant win, and they might have momentum going on the road.
Well, and also, I've tried my hardest to hate Oklahoma City. We came up a couple weeks ago with some reasons to hate them, but you watch them and you're like, I don't know. I mean, Alexander gets a ton of calls, but I don't know. They seem like a good team. My favorite part of this series, where my ire has been targeted, the media. Just watching ESPN after the games be like, well, I don't know how this one happened. We've won, what have we won now? 15 games in the playoffs? Well, I don't know how this one happened. And it's like, at some point, you should probably take a look at our team.
The big winners of this postseason, it's not the Pacers, it's not the Thunder, it's TNT. Because you don't realize how good TNT's coverage is until you get stuck watching ABC's and ESPN's. That fat troll Kendrick Perkins, screaming A. Smith, and then the lady that they had as the moderator of that panel last night, very casually, impassive. Some say Indy is a flyover state. You know what, lady? Bite me. The only people that say that are East Coast Knicks-loving people that would never be caught dead in this state. How about you just talk ball? Because you're not going to get that from Shaq or Barkley. They wouldn't say Indy's flyover country. They'll bust each other's balls. They might talk about some of their favorite restaurants. Charles makes fun of the fat women in San Antonio, but that's about it.
Yeah, Doris, you're talking about Doris Burke, right?
No, the studio group, not the play-by-play group.
Yeah.
The one in between Kendrick and Stephen A. Smith.
Yes, the one who doesn't know what she's talking about.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. And you know what they don't have? When you mention TNT and you see Chuck, Shaq, Ernie, they have a connection to these cities. They've played in these cities throughout their careers. They're not from New York. They respect Indianapolis. They respect this town, and they respect, many of the places they play. So to them, they don't have to put on airs. They don't have to act like they care about Indianapolis. I think the ESPN panel, they really screwed up because, man, if they put Van Pelt in there, that would be great. I like Scott Van Pelt. I think that guy knows ball, and he's a smart guy, but the ones they have on there, everybody just collectively is like, click, we don't want to hear it. I'll listen to Mark Boyle, definitely.
And I don't need to see Stephen A. Smith arriving at the stadium like he's going to suit up and play that day. Like, we don't need a dedicated camera on him walking through with his cup of Starbucks. We don't.
Well, and did you see when they brought his daughter on?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously that was a move to like, hey, let's soften Stephen A. Smith up. Because last game he said he was happy that Halliburton got hurt. So they brought her on. She did a nice job, but I didn't even like her. She picked Oklahoma City, and I'm like, I don't even like her. Get her off.
Right. So Game 7, Sunday night at 8 o'clock. Get the beer on ice. Get the wings ready. And, Jeff, you've lived in Indy for a long time. You've moved away, but you came back.
Yep.
I was talking to Rob Kendall about this earlier. It seems like there are diehard Colts fans. Don't get me wrong. People listening right now are diehard Colts fans. But the Colts didn't get here until 1984.
Yep.
There's something about this Pacers team that resonates through everybody's dad, grandpa, because whether they remember those ABA teams coached by Slick, Mel Daniels, George McGinnis, to the early poverty days of the NBA, then you go into the Chuck Person, Reggie Miller era. And then moving forward, it's the Paul George stuff. And now you've got the Halliburton era. Everybody's got an era of Pacers basketball. I don't think you have that with the Colts just because they didn't get here until 1984.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I remember, for me, going to Market Square Arena for the first time, my grandpa and my grandma brought me, and it was, it was before the Chuck Person era, but it was unbelievable. As a little kid, you're standing there, you're seeing how tall they are. There used to be a restaurant called, I think, Aisle 25, and they brought us there, and we had delicious cheeseburgers. And then for me in college, 93, 94 is, I was sitting there. We bought tickets for $29 to the Knicks-Pacers playoff game. Market Square was half full. And then John Starks headbutted Reggie Miller. And you could just feel the anger, and it's like, how dare you? And that just took us through till the Malice in the Palace. Everybody soured a little bit. And now this team. And one quick thing about Oklahoma City, everybody talks about, is OKC the beginning of a dynasty? They're the youngest team in the history of the NBA Finals. You take out Miles Turner's age from this team, we're the youngest team to ever be in the NBA Finals. So we have a bunch of young 20-year-olds, and they're not going anywhere.
And they're a likable group, right? It's not like the Club Rio Trio days where you'd wake up in the morning, oh no, there was another shootout involving the Pacers. This is a likable group. They seem to play as a team. And man, we're Indiana. It's cliche, but we love team basketball. We love our stars.
Yep.
We love the alpha, but we love sharing the ball. We love assists. We love team ball. That's kind of our thing.
Yeah, there's a great, if you get a chance, go rewatch the Halliburton pass, Siakam dunk. Watch Obi Toppin on the bench. He can't control himself. He's like a kid on Christmas morning. He goes crazy, and it was so cool to see.
Let's hear more about that dunk, that play that we used coming into this segment, the Halliburton steal, the Siakam dunk right in the face of Jalen Williams. This is what it sounded like on the Portuguese broadcast.
Pontos de vantagem. Halliburton tenta roubar, rouba a bola, faz o passe com Siakam. Pascal! Siakam volta ao game, Bridgefield, House out by.
You know what? That sounded like me at my house, and I don't even speak Portuguese. This is the Korean call of that same play.
Good. I have been with the Koreans through the playoffs with their calls. I will say the Portuguese won that one.
Yes, they had the more energy on that one. Before we hit a traffic break here, I think what we need to bring all this together to get this city ready for a big, important Game 7, the real Rick Carlisle, I reached out to him. He's a little busy. He goes on our sister sports station every Tuesdays, I believe. Yep. So I got the next best thing. Here to get us fired up is AI Rick Carlisle.
Well, let me be the first person to ever say that I'm excited about going back to Oklahoma City. That was a total beatdown last night. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander looked more like Shai Jason Alexander. Honestly, I think old George Costanza may have had less turnovers if he played. MVP my ass. We're going to board the plane, fly into that dump of a city, and win the whole freaking thing. Remember how the old song goes? Oklahoma, where the Pacers kick your ass on the plains. Get ready, Indy. It's title time. AI Carlisle, out.
There it is. AI Rick Carlisle getting us ready for Game 7. Matt Baer standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
All right, Hammer, Hancock County. It's eastbound 70 at the Greenfield Rest area. That's a crash blocking the right lane and slowing us down back to State Road 9. Construction delay downtown, southbound 6570 jammed up from the north split to the south split, delayed by 7 minutes. Westbound 465 on the north side slows from 31 over to Michigan Road, and northbound 65 in Boone County stop and go traffic. State Road 267 to Lebanon exit 138. Traffic sponsored by Rocket. Rocket.com is a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, and even refinance your home. Get started today at Rocket.com. Rocket. Own the dream. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
It's getting hot. I believe it was Nelly who once said, and I quote, "It's getting hot in her," with like 18 R's. 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up here in just about 15 minutes, we're going to have some good old-fashioned Barguments with our pal Dan Levy. Matt Baer's going to bring his medium-sized shirt in here a little bit later on, and we're going to have a good time. It's Beer Sample Friday. Jeff Boggs is in for Nigel. The Pacers are in a winner-take-all Game 7. Let's go.
Game number 6, the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Toppin lets it fly and delivers a 3. McConnell in business and hits another short jump shot. And Halliburton for 3. From out beyond the hash mark, Halliburton's third 3. It's a 20-point lead.
This is what you dream about growing up.
It's amazing.
This will be a monumental challenge.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Sunday night starting at 7:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. I know now it's truly never too early to plan for retirement. Yeah, whether it's decades away or just around the corner. My friends at Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors, can ensure you feel prepared for this financial shift. Matt Bear here. Hey, contact the team I trust at Trajan Wealth to learn more. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your first consultation. It's free. I used to wonder, do I have enough to retire? Am I missing something? Well, I was. I met with Trajan Wealth. Now I have answers and a real plan. They're not just advisors, they're fiduciaries, which means they always act in my best interest, and they treated me like family. I'm a client today because they earned my trust. Call today and learn more, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor, paid advertisement.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-626-9692. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-626-9692. That's 800-626-9692. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning. applying.
Summer clean with Zero Res. Get 3 rooms clean starting at just $129 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. Call 317-388-5141, ZeroResIndy.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Hello, all my friends. This is Brett.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show, 93 WIBC. Man, having a good time with you guys. It's officially the start of summer coming up here in just a little bit. I think at 10:42 tonight, that's when summer begins. 10:42 this evening. Jeff, I know you've got the beer on ice. You've got the wings in the smoker. To quote Hank Jr., all your rowdy friends are coming over to kick off summer tonight. To get everybody in the mood, I think what we need right now is a good old-fashioned summer safety tip from the First Lady of WIBC, the lovely Terry Stacy.
And now, Hammer and Nigel present Summer Safety with Terry Stacy.
Don't let a sunburn or dehydration ruin your summer. If you're going outside, make sure you drink plenty of sunscreen.
Summer Safety with Terry Stacy.
Doctors recommend 8 to 10 glasses of sunscreen, Jeff.
Sounds like Terry's been drinking again.
The sunscreen for sure.
Dear.
You've got some summer safety tips for us, I believe.
I do. Every year at this time, when we move into a new season, I like to think through, okay, what are some things that can help people? What are some things that I can share to help people? So I'm going to share a couple of my summer tips with you right now. Hopefully they help somebody. All right, here we go. Number 1, it's going to get hot over the next 3 months.
Yes.
And the reason it's going to get hot is because it's summer. That's it. It's not due to global warming. It happens all the time. In the fall, it'll start to get cooler. In the winter, it'll get cold. But in the next 3 months, it's going to be hot. Don't freak out. And if you're a weather person, don't give us weather maps with flames shooting out of the United States. It's fine.
Now, wait a minute. Greta Thunberg told me that it's because people are driving around with gas-guzzling cars.
She is the pirate, right? The pirate who took the boat over to Israel?
I think she may be.
I think that was her. Yeah, she also predicted the world would end due to global warming in 2023. So happy 2025.
Hey, she's got a better track record than Al Gore. He predicted it'd be gone years ago.
She did. This next one, and this is important, it's not going to apply to rich people. Like Nigel. Nigel and his family, when they go swimming, they go to private clubs.
Correct.
They use their own pool. They get on jets.
They bring their own water, actually.
They do. This doesn't apply to the rich folks. This applies to the regular folks, Hammer, like you and me. We grew up I grew up in the mean streets of Indianapolis, and my family went to public pools. That's what we did. When it was hot out, we would go to a public pool. Psalm Park had a public pool with a ridiculous 10-meter diving board that I swear people died on it. But here's a quick reminder. Please keep in mind why there are never any lines at bathrooms at public schools. Remember
pools.
That.
Yes.
Remember, pools, don't open your mouth when you're swimming underwater. That's how Batman villains are created. All right?
Got it.
All right.
Give me one more.
Last one. If you're a country music songwriter and you spend any time this summer driving in your truck to the lake with your bros and drinking alcohol out of mason jars on boats while girls with tan legs and tight shorts dance in the moonlight, please do not write a song about it. Don't write a song about it. We have plenty songs already saying exactly that. So just go, enjoy it, and have a safe summer.
I thought you were going to say, make sure you invite me.
Well, I would go. I just don't want to hear a new Luke Bryan song about it.
Okay. I will see your stories about being out on the water, and I will raise you the fact that today is the 50th anniversary of the movie Jaws.
Ooh.
I talked about this on Wish TV recently. Is Jaws considered a horror movie, or is it action?
I mean, what would it be today? I would assume if it was made today, first of all, if Netflix made it, Jaws would be black. That would be a huge thing because of their diversity, their push. I think it would be categorized as horror/thriller.
Maybe sci-fi, is sci-fi in that mix?
Well, see, that's the thing. It would be a CGI shark, which would make it less scary. They've made many of those movies since. The Meg.
Right.
But there was something about what Spielberg did with Jaws, because the shark, if you really think about it, looks ridiculous. And it's at the Universal ride in L.A. You can go, and they have the shark's head comes out of the water. It's a little ridiculous, but man, at the time, I was too young to remember that movie being out. People didn't go in the water. That's how terrified they were.
And it holds up, right? Like when you go to the ocean today, like there's always somebody making the Jaws joke or singing that iconic theme song. Like it's 50 years old. People are still quoting this movie today. I think we're going to need a bigger boat. That's how good that movie is.
And do you think, I never understand this. Are there more shark attacks today than there were back then? Or are they just reported more today than they were back then?
We've got more reporting today. I feel like that's a big part of it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But this brings us to another debate. Which mayor would you rather have? The mayor from Jaws?
We have, in fact, caught and killed a large predator that supposedly injured some bathers. But as you see, it's a beautiful day. The beaches are open, and the people are having a wonderful time.
Narrator, none of that was true. Or, okay, these are your options. The mayor from Jaws that lied about, the beaches are fine and everybody's having a good time. Or Joe Hogsett.
I love bottles of liquor. I mean, I really, 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 really love bottles of liquor.
Which one? You can only pick one, Jeff, to be your mayor for the city of Indianapolis. Mayor from Jaws or Boss Hogsett?
I'm going mayor from Jaws. It just seems like he would just allow, like during COVID, he would have been like, keep it open. It's fine. It's safe.
Right. He didn't flee from a crisis like somebody I know. There was a major shark attack in his waters. He didn't mysteriously go off to rehab, allegedly. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Hammer and Nigel here for American Standard Heating and Air. They are built to a higher standard, and so are their dealers. I only use American Standard dealers, local, independent. As a matter of fact, here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome dealers in Central Indy.
How about B&W HVAC, Plumbing, and Electrical? Be sure to join B&W's Premier Club today. Stay ahead of breakdowns, costly repairs. Premier Club members get hooked up. You get to have the benefit of routine maintenance, priority scheduling, and exclusive discounts. That's right, they save you money. B&W, call them today. Ask about becoming a Premier Club member. 317-214-0108. That's 317-214-0108, or visit bplusw.com. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Doing their best to get home. 82 on Monument Circle with no rain on radar, mostly cloudy right now. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Americans in the Middle East are scrambling to get back here. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis charters flights now for Americans. Fox's Dana Marie McNichol.
Passengers describe the 75 grueling hour travel journey to safety as emotional and stressful. Now, as the airspace in Israel closed, Americans scrambled to find a way home. Florida quickly coordinated efforts for evacuation. Most were high schoolers on their birthright trip, also college students studying in Israel, and families on vacation who found themselves in a war zone. The nonprofit Grable Rescue is helping coordinate the evacuations in Israel using both land and sea routes. One method includes busing evacuees to Jordan. Another group of 1,500 Americans were evacuated by a cruise ship that sailed to Cyprus.
She's at the Tampa International Airport. President Trump could potentially order the use of bunker-busting bombs to target Iran's nuclear program unless Iran agrees to a deal by early next month. Fox's Jennifer Griffith.
Fox News has learned the USS Nimitz aircraft carrier strike group will arrive in the Middle East this weekend. That is significant because they have additional EA-18 Growler electronic warfare planes on board needed for any B-2 strike on Iran. At the Pentagon, there is little doubt whether the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator or MOP bomb could destroy Iran's Fordo nuclear facility buried 300 feet under a mountain complex with layers of limestone and dolomite rock, which geologists call nature's own bomb shelter.
Meta and Oakley have collaborated to create a pair of glasses with new AI capabilities. Fox Business's Madison Allworth has more.
These Oakley Meta smart glasses, they're very similar to the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, and they can take videos and pictures, and they're embedded with Meta AI. The glasses also offer things like live translation. Someone can speak to you in Spanish, Italian, or French, and then the glasses translate it into English in your ear in near real time. They also have live AI. That's a 30-minute session where the wearer can interact seamlessly with Meta's AI.
Traffic and weather in 1 minute.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
Better in Hancock County, Chris. Eastbound 70 at Greenfield Rest Area crash clear. We are still slow past State Road 9, but the front of the line is moving out. On the east side, southbound 465 with stop-and-go traffic. 70 down to 74. Inbound 70 slows into the north split, and then the construction delay of southbound 65-70 running 5 minutes. 5 minutes additional from the north split to the south split. Eastbound 70 starting to slow down from the south split back to Belmont Avenue. And then in Boone County, police activity on northbound 65 right around that Indianapolis Road exit. That's exit 138 in Lebanon. This has us stop and go traffic back to State Road 267 on the northbound side. On the southbound side, we are slow from that Indianapolis Avenue exit to almost State Road 267. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for
now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Warm and humid heading into the afternoon today. Partly cloudy skies expected with highs in the middle 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy with lows falling to near 70, so mild and muggy. This weekend, the heat is on. Lots of sunshine, hot and humid with highs into the lower 90s. Feels like temperatures will be reaching close to the triple digits and into the triple digits on Sunday. Hot and humid, highs near 93. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hello, all my friends. This is Brett Michaels, and you're listening to my friends right here, Hammer and Nigel, and they're about to rock your world.
Barguments, 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 barguments.
Woo!
When you hear the glass break, one of two things are about to happen. Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to come in here and just give somebody a stunner, or Dan Levy is about to present a Bargument. My man, how are you?
How are you guys? I seem to be coming on the best days when the Pacers win. This is great.
Yeah, let's hope for a better result than the last time, though. Last time we had you on, Pacers are up 2-1. Here we go. Oklahoma City sucks. And then they lost 2 straight. So
I'm just saying the day after. So maybe I come on Monday and we'll see if that works.
Before we dive into what I think is a very interesting topic today, tell us what Barguments is and where we can find it.
Barguments simply can be summed up by it is a fun topic that you would have with your buddies at a bar, barbecue, barbershop. Actually, anything with the word bar in it's pretty good with it. But anywhere that you would bust your friends' chops and just have fun little discussions. No real answers, just a fun game that you could just play and kill some time with. And that's what I made a podcast about it. You could download it anywhere that you get your podcasts, and you can also watch it on YouTube.
And you can jump in our YouTube stream right now, WIBC's YouTube. You can tweet at us, Facebook, Instagram, at Hammer and Nigel. We like it when you guys get interactive with us. So I love today's topic. What do we got today, Dan?
We've got today the worst parent from a movie or a TV show.
Oh. The worst parent from a movie or TV show. We just had Father's Day weekend last weekend. And now here we are crapping all over either a dad or a mom. Got it. All right. Who do you got?
Sounds about right. Everybody gets a turn on Barguments. All right. I will set the table for everybody. The one that I think is the number one, and we revisit it every year when it's Christmas time. Mrs. McAllister. Home Alone. That lady went to Europe without her own son, and not only did she do it once, she's done it 2 more times. There has been a couple of times where she has left the country or gone somewhere else and forgot the one son at home and left him home alone. That is the worst parent of all time.
And it feels like it's a choice, too, because she remembers everything else. Like, she's got the security team, allegedly, coming. She's good with the checklist. You know, there's tips for the pizza guy. You've got everything taken care of except for your child.
And anybody who's ever been a parent, and even those that maybe not be a parent, but you could simply relate to this. You have a fight with your child, you're thinking about that all night long. You send him up to the attic all by himself. Like, I'm in the car crying by myself whenever I have to discipline my son, let alone I'm just going to get on a plane and forget that even occurred. Come on now. Dan,
do you ever think Catherine O'Hara, she went on after the Home Alone movies, and it's the same character that's in the Christopher Guest movies?
Yes, and she was also the same mom in Beetlejuice when she didn't really care about her own daughter, and her daughter's upstairs playing with Beetlejuice.
Exactly.
So, I mean, she is just a bad mom.
It's like her life has had crazy twists and turns.
Yes, and she takes no accountability for it. It's just like, oh, at the end of the movie, we'll just cry and make up, and everything's okay.
Okay, so is Mrs. O'Hara, as I like to call her, Mrs. From Home Alone, is she the worst parent in that room? The uncle's pretty bad. The uncle
is bad.
Look what you did, you little jerk. Like, who calls a little kid a little jerk like that? And the rest of the family seems to be fine with it.
But let me ask you this, and other parents will relate to this too. How many times have you been in a room with other parents' kids, and you're like, now that kid's a jerk. Our kid is fine. So everybody gets to be the uncle. Everybody can say that. But when it's your own kid and you've had that kind of a fight, he spilled the milk everywhere. He's running around yelling at everybody and says, I don't even want you guys as parents. And she just goes, all right, I'll see you later. And then she just forgets about him until 12 hours midway to Paris. I don't think so. That's not a parent.
Dan, I coached baseball for a long time. And one of these superpowers that I have, I'm able to look at a kid when they're young and figure out which one's going to be the drug dealer, which one's going to get arrested multiple times. And I'm telling you, I've got a great track record for being like 100%. Like some of these kids I've seen come up through the travel baseball runs, I'm surprised that they're able to work in public right now and they're not locked up.
Oh, and not just that, but again, it goes with other people's kids. When it's my kid, it's a whole different story. There's emotions. I got to live with what I just said, and hopefully I can smooth this out. But when it's I coach my kids' basketball team, and there'll be other kids on the team. I'll be like, oh my God, this kid's going to be horrible. But with my kid, I'm like, he's the greatest of all time. He's my kid.
All right, Jeff, get on the board here. What do we got?
All right, it's kind of along the same lines as the last one. I'm taking Liam Neeson's character from Taken. And the reason I'm doing that is because if we walk through, first of all, it's ridiculous that Taken has had 2 sequels. So
Yes.
Liam Neeson loses his daughter. His daughter gets kidnapped after he sends her to Paris. She gets sold into a sex trafficking ring, and then he kills a bunch of people and saves her. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that exciting movie. You know, start, middle, end. I love it. Let's make another one. Okay, Taken 2. His daughter and his ex-wife, who is his daughter's mother, come to Turkey to visit him for some reason. The mom gets kidnapped. The kid's mom gets kidnapped. What does he do? He kills an entire crime family, and he saves her. And then they do a third one where the mom gets killed, and the daughter ends up becoming pregnant and by someone who you don't know who it is. He's a terrible father. You know what? He says he has a very particular set of skills. His skill is being a horrible parent. That's what I think.
Preach.
But allow me to interject just one thing.
Go ahead.
At least that guy gets on a plane and goes and gets his kid. And at least that guy within like a day will go and find his child. And he has one of the most memorable lines in movie history. I think the only one that Mother McAllister has is, "Kevin!" That's it.
Right.
That's the line.
Right.
And she's got to sit there and talk to Officer Balzac and say, "Can you please go see my son?" And he doesn't even believe her. Like, at least when Liam Neeson got on the phone and delivered that line, you're like, that guy means it. He's going to go get that kid.
Yeah, but Kevin's mom didn't kill 148 people in 3 movies.
I don't think she would have if she had the choice. I think she would have just let it go.
All right.
She didn't care.
All right.
She didn't care.
All right. So I'm going to come to the table with somebody that I've talked about before. The dad from the movie Rudy.
Oh, jeez.
We've all seen Rudy, right? Heartwarming tale of a scrappy young man that just wants to play football at Notre Dame. He's a good kid, but boy, Ned Beatty's a bastard in that thing. Just a soul-crushing dream killer. That's what he is, a soul-crushing dream killer. Yes. Rudy was a good kid, never got into trouble, had good enough grades to go to college. You know, he wasn't out getting arrested or doing any of these kind of things, had a girlfriend, had dreams, and all his dad did was bitch at him all the time. And the one friend poor Rudy had, because he was a little socially awkward, the one friend Rudy has, his old man and his unsafe OSHA violation of a clinic burns him and kills him in an explosion. And the cherry on top of the sundae is when Rudy finally lives out his dream and he's at Notre Dame. Here comes the dad in the stands. Now, mind you, he's with his wife and children, looks around and says this.
This is the most beautiful sight these eyes have ever seen.
The most beautiful sight these eyes have ever seen. Your wife is there. Your kids are there. A football stadium in South Bend is the most beautiful thing these eyes have ever seen, you deadbeat.
Your kid is in the game. Your kid's in the game.
This topic was unfair because Hammer hates that guy, and we all know he hates that guy. So you had it served up you on a platter, my friend.
But at least the guy did offer the kid a job. When he came back, he said, "I got in." He's like, "You did. Do you want a job?" He at least was, "Hey, I'm still going to help you out. I came to the game."
Oh, great. Another person he can kill in that unsafe factory. Fantastic.
If you're going to kill dreams, you might as well take out the main character.
And then Rudy comes home for the holidays, and what does he find? His brother's plowing his ex-girlfriend, and the dad thinks it's great. The dad has no issues with that at all. He's one of the worst people imaginable, I'm telling you.
I got to say, though, how did nobody ever tell him that the entire time? Did he completely lose track with the girlfriend? Did he just say, "No one's ever going to get a hold of me for the next 6 months, and then I'm going to find this out"? I still don't see that happening.
I don't know. Some weird Biden stuff going on there. Like, brothers don't take other brothers' girls unless you're the Biden family or the Rudiger family.
It's before they had cell phones and computers, so nobody could text. What's going on?
One more time, where can we find Barguments?
Barguments, you can download it anywhere that you get your podcast, and you can also watch it on YouTube. We've had a lot of live episodes on there. It's a fun watch. It's a fun podcast. Please subscribe. And if you guys have any fun stuff you want us to debate or argue against, you can find me on all the socials. You can find me anywhere. Barguments, let me know what you guys want to argue about. I'm in.
Dan Levy, you're the man. Appreciate you, brother.
You guys are great. I'll talk to you soon.
Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Did Barron Trump earn $40 million from his dad's crypto venture?
Join us Monday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Mark Dietel is the man, the only local Indianapolis real estate agent I trust and recommend to sell my home, to find me a new one. Kevin and Angela in Greenwood, the home they wanted to sell, it was a big home. It was too much. It was time for Dad to move into a maintenance-free community, but they needed the cash from the house to fund the change. They reached out to Mark Dietel's team, who helped them with the entire process, including selling belongings to prepping the home for max value. Ended up selling $5,000 over asking price in less than 7 days.
And what separates Mark Dietel from the competition is the guarantee. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today. Ask about that guarantee. 317-755-4232 or go to markdietel.com. Mark D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text TEAR to 369-369. That's TEAR to 369-369. TEAR to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Buying a diamond has changed. There are mined and lab-grown diamonds. Pierce Jewelers carries both. Pierce can educate you and save your hard-earned money. Shop local. Shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Only 2 months to go. Get ready for a day of golf, good times, and giving back at this year's golf outing powered by Franciscan Health, Thursday, August 7th at the Legends Golf Club in Franklin. Grab your spot now at 1075thefan.com.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
It's happening, Hammer. Northbound 65 in the Moon, slow. State Road 267 up to Lebanon, exit 138 Indianapolis Avenue. That is because of police activity. Those southbound lanes also slow from State Road 39 for a couple of miles. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from Belmont. Southbound 65 70 construction delay from the north split to the south split, delayed 3 minutes. Eastbound 70 all cleared up in Hancock County with that crash from earlier Greenfield Rest area. That is gone. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up here in just a little bit after 4 o'clock, we will have the latest on little situation in Iran. Donald Trump going full money pit. We will explain what that means here in just a little bit. I'm Jason Hammer. Jeff Boggs is here. And according to a new poll, Gen Z workers want in-office relations to totally be an acceptable thing. 38% of Gen Zers in this poll want private spaces at work to hook up with colleagues to create a better work-life balance.
That's awkward. I'm going to say right away, right before we came on air, I went back to Matt Bear's corner.
Yes.
And I stretched on his exercise ball. That's all it was. I was loosening my...
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
I was loosening my lower lumbar. There was no closed doors. I think this poll is ridiculous. How in the world could something like that happen in a workplace?
I'm in favor of it, but there needs to be a sign-in sheet. Like, there's nothing more embarrassing than like when you're in a bathroom stall and somebody doesn't know somebody's in there and they're pulling on it. Then you feel pressure. Like, oh, I better hurry up, or I hope they don't look through that keyhole and see me pooping. Now, imagine you're in there doing the hibbity-dibbity. That's where the sign-in sheet comes. Like, if I'm taking a lovely young lady to the community bathroom over here, which is also the relations room, and I see, oh, Johnette's in there. I'll come back later, and then I'll find another place. See, that avoids a lot of awkward things going on. A sign-in sheet.
How does... So you would put the two names of the people
Yes.
who are enjoying... I assume this is physical relations.
Correct.
In a bathroom, in a stall.
Correct.
And their names would be on there, and you're like, oh, well, I can't use the bathroom because Nigel and Val from accounting are doing it.
Correct.
That's a horrible idea.
If you're going to make this workplace friendly and it's supposed to be accepted, I want a sign-in sheet, because if you guys make a mess in there and don't clean it up, I want to blame somebody.
Okay, you need to triple your HR department and have them on site. That's what you have to do.
I'm good with that. We got Nathaniel filling in for Allison today. Hit me with some legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Dateline, Salt Lake City. 24-year-old man in Salt Lake was arrested after he was out to lunch with a friend and accused him of being a werewolf, pulled out a wooden stake and tried to stab him in the heart with it. He's now facing charges for aggravated robbery.
I understand both sides of this. If there was a chance that he was a werewolf, then okay.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, call it out. But if he wasn't, somebody's going to prison.
Great moments in Wolf history. How about the coach from the movie Teen Wolf?
Let me give you a little advice. There's 3 rules that I live by. Never get less than 12 hours sleep. Never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city. And never go near a lady who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body. Now, you stick with that. Everything else is cream cheese.
Great moments in Wolf history. Top stories coming up next.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a DSNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A DSNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana DSNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Did you know summer heat can attract pests seeking shelter or a moist place to live? Your basement looks attractive to all sorts of pests and insects who want to turn your home into theirs. Those uninvited guests can cause structural damage to your home's foundation, crawl space, or basement. Indiana Foundation Services experts can help identify the cause of any problems and find a solution just for you. If you've noticed signs of bugs and pests, drywall cracks, uneven sagging or bouncing floors, sticking windows and doors, heightened indoor allergies, mold and mildew smells, it's time to schedule your free no no-obligation inspection with Indiana Foundation Service's trained and certified field inspectors. They'll stop by and get to the bottom of your problem. Visit IndianaFoundation.com now to book a free inspection. That's IndianaFoundation.com. Indiana Foundation Service. There's a reason they are the trusted local experts.
Indiana Foundation Service. Reliability from the ground up. Road trip!
This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
At Hendricks, our cancer care
is in the details.
When you are with us, and you have our time and you have our energy.
We have a wonderful team of highly trained oncologists, physical therapists, speech pathologists, dietitians.
Always making sure that the patient is the center of the care.
We have excellent nurse navigation that are skilled at identifying barriers to treatment, as well as expertise from Mayo Clinic.
It is more personal care than just a number.
Visit hendricks.org/cancer.
Denny Smith for Sundown Gardens. Now listen, don't miss the best sale of the season. 20% off annuals, perennials, container shrubs, and bald and burlap evergreens. And that's not all. Now through June 22nd, get 30% off all pottery and container trees in stock. Come shop for your great selection of high-quality plants ready for your home. Have your home be the talk of the neighborhood and save big at Sundown Gardens now through June 22nd. Sundown Gardens on the corner of 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
Hi, I'm Arielle Winter. If you're anything like me, your pets are not only your best friends, they're part of your family. American Humane, which has been rescuing animals like Cleo here for more than 100 years, has life-saving tips that can make a big difference in a disaster. When disaster strikes, you want to protect your whole family, including your pets. To help keep your family safe and help our best friends in their worst times, find tips at AmericanHumane.org.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
The airstrikes continue. I'm Tom Rigotti, Fox News. Iran launches yet another wave of missiles into Israel in the second week of fighting. Fox's Mike Tobin has more from Tel Aviv.
People hustling for the bomb shelters as the sirens wail and Iranian missiles are inbound. In Tel Aviv, we were able to see watch interceptions directly overhead in broad daylight. One missile got through the Tel Aviv defenses, hit the ground, resulting in no injuries. Another got past the defenses in southern Israel, hit the town of Beersheba. Again, no injuries. But in the northern part of the country, in the port city of Haifa, one missile struck there and caused as many as 20 injuries, 3 of them serious, including a 16-year-old who took a shrapnel to the chest. One woman died of a heart attack while running to the shelters there in the north.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke at the scene of one of the strikes in Revot, discussing the threat Iran poses to Israel.
The goal that I set is to destroy the Iranian nuclear weapons program, and we have the capabilities of achieving it.
Israel's defense minister is promising to intensify the air campaign in Tehran. Israel has focused their attacks on central and western Iran, targeting missiles and military infrastructure. It appears President Trump is holding out hope for one last shot at diplomacy before the potential use of bunker-busting bombs. Fox's Max Gordon has more from the White House.
President Trump has given 2 weeks to make major decisions in the past, and this latest announcement likely means that diplomacy is still on the table. European leaders are holding nuclear talks with Iranian officials in Geneva. They're passing along the message that the U.S. is open to direct talks. And as these talks continue, White House officials say that Iran currently has all the components that it needs to build a nuclear bomb. Iranian officials saying they'll reject any deal that doesn't allow them to enrich uranium.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Starting this weekend, extreme heat in Indiana. Today's heat, not so extreme. It's 85 on Monument Circle. You've got no rain, but you do have some clouds. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 4:02. The really hot temperatures start Saturday.
During the afternoon, that especially during those peak heating hours in the early to mid-afternoon, that heat index value is going to be in the low hundreds. We're looking at 101, 102, 103 degrees.
National Weather Service forecaster Joe Neild says stay hydrated and take breaks if you're headed outside. Neild recommends staying cool, drinking plenty of water, and avoiding too much time outside in the afternoon. Something else happening this weekend, Sunday to be exact, is Game 7 of the NBA Finals. This man says the Pacers are going to pull it off.
They're going to win. Give me a score and give me the scenario that they win on the road. They're going to play their ass off because they want the championship, and the score is going to be 120, 110. Who's going to be the MVP? Let's give it to Halliburton.
Two men facing serious charges after a home invasion in Fishers. Ryan Hedrick has the story.
About a week ago, two men got into a garage, broke into a home, and tried to rob and sexually assault a 71-year-old woman.
Elijah Oates and Daquez Stocktail.
Hamilton County Chief Deputy Prosecutor Joshua Coker.
I always find it tricky to try to put yourself in the mind of someone like that.
Coker says the woman fought the men off. They got away. They used her credit card, and in doing so, it helped the police catch them.
They did a lot to track down their location.
And now both men could get up to 2 decades in prison.
If you're an AES customer in Marion County, you should know that they are still working to get the power back on for about 13,000 customers. It's been a slow go because of the amount of damage done by Wednesday storms. The average price for gas in the state hanging right now at $3.12, says Gas Buddy. The cheapest in the state is at a station in Fort Wayne, selling it for $2.58. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or Sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer. And that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
You're going to Chris looking at the construction delay downtown at southbound 6570, grinding from the north split to the south split. That's a 4-minute delay. And southbound 65 stop and go from 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 down slow to downtown from Harding into the south split. Crash on the far east side. It's 10th at Franklin Road. 3 vehicles involved. Also a crash on the south side. Raymond Street at Pleasant Run North. Somebody got hit by a car. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Warm and humid heading into the afternoon today. Partly cloudy skies expected with highs in the middle 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy with lows falling to near 70, so mild and muggy. This weekend, the heat is on. Lots of sunshine, hot and humid with highs into the lower 90s. Feels like temperatures will be reaching close to the triple digits and into the triple digits on Sunday. Hot and humid, highs near 93. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
Hey, now. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is out today. Jeff Boggs, comedy writer, former writer for Letterman, filling in today. You saw the movie The Money Pit, right? The old, was it Tom Hanks film, Shelley Long?
Shelley Long, yeah.
There's a running gag in that movie where everything in this house is going to take 2 weeks to fix.
Yep.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. this brings us to Iran. Iran right now is the money pit, right? And according to Donald Trump, he's going to have his answer on whether or not we're going to get involved in 2 weeks. Here is White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks.
So there's Donald Trump's statement. He's going to make his decision in the next 2 weeks. So until then, Israel can keep doing whatever they want to do. And if something gets squirrely, maybe it'll be sooner, maybe it'll be later. But 2 weeks. We good with this?
Well, I mean, is there going to be anything left in 2 weeks? That's by the videos that I'm watching. If they're going to keep doing what they're doing to each other, 2 weeks is a long time when you're literally dropping missiles on downtown Tehran and Tel Aviv. So I don't know if that was an off-the-cuff comment by President Trump, which he's known to do once in a while. I'm sure there's some tactical reasons for saying it, but 2 weeks, man, that what does that bring us to? The week after the 4th of, or I guess a little bit after the 4th of July. Maybe he'll announce it on the White House lawn on the 4th of July with fireworks going off. And
he's going to have 2 sparklers in each hand.
Lee Greenwood's in the background, and Lee pauses. And
he's got the Apollo Creed shorts on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a trap, even commenting on this conflict, because you don't know what's going on. And everybody is quite passionate about both sides. And you just hope that somehow whatever Trump's doing is going to lead to everyone going, move on.
In other Donald Trump news, he's now calling on a special prosecutor to investigate the 2020 election. Now, this is like the Mason-Dixon line on social media. If you want to find out who likes Trump and who doesn't, look at their comment. Because you've got some folks going, oh my God, who cares? You're the president now. That's back in 2020. Just focus on the now. Or you've got other folks going, well, it's about damn time, because I think it's rather interesting that millions and millions and millions of people voted in 2020 that, for some reason, decided not to either exist or vote in 2024.
Yeah, I get hot about this one because as somebody who's on social media, any conservative who pointed out, hey, what the heck happened in Wisconsin at 3 o'clock in the morning was shadow banned. For a year.
Oh, Parag Agrawal and that group at Twitter at the time, they couldn't wait to ban you off.
Well, my Facebook page was deleted, after I started bringing that up. So to me, it makes no sense in the world for a conservative to say, it's in the past, let's just move on. It's like, well, wait a second, there's an election in 2028 coming up too. To me, this is up there with the Epstein list. As far as what did I vote for, I voted for this. I voted for somebody to dig down, and I hate when people go, they've already done recounts, they've already looked into this. Well, those are the people who are part of it. What happens when an independent prosecutor, what happens when a Trump guy goes in and says, hey, Wisconsin, show me your ballots? Because we already know that an election official in Wisconsin was fired for manufacturing fake ballots. Brian Kemp in Georgia, he's like, it's fine. Everything, it's on the up and up. I don't know, man. I saw videos of people doing things. I look forward to this. I hope Trump is serious. In the post that he put today, it was in the middle of the post. I think it started with immigration. And
right.
It was like a Friday bomb sandwich. It was like immigration, special counselor, and then, I'm doing a great job. So I hope that we follow through on this. I hope that it's public. I hope that we have public hearings about this. And I don't want any of those conservatives to say, we've already gone through this and we've done the numbers. It's like, then show us the numbers just to make sure.
The hearings aren't enough, though, because I've seen enough hearings. Like, Comer and his group are really good at passing out subpoenas, having hearings, having sound bites that we play on this show. And then at the end of the night, nothing happens. Everybody gets away with it. Like, okay, we've had big tech come in. They were subpoenaed. They spoke. They basically admitted to doing the things they've been accused of. Nobody went to jail. Nobody got, fined big amounts of dollars. They do this all the time. It seems like it's window dressing. If you're going to do it, do it. but I'm just tired of, well, we're going to go after him. We're going to have a hearing. Great. We're going to play highlights and nothing's going to get accomplished.
Yeah, but this one's personal. Like, this one is personal. The guy, the two people who, attempted to assassinate President Trump, that's personal to him. Election 2020 is very personal to him because it made no sense. It destroyed millions of lives. I don't think there's anything funny about it when you watch what happened over those years. And I hope, his lasting legacy, if he can figure out what happened in 2020 and we change some election laws and most importantly, throw some people in prison, that's what I voted for.
Jeff Boggs filling in for Big Nige here. Pacers, man, it's the biggest story in Indy. Like, we're going to talk about this every hour because the biggest story in the city is a positive story. We talk a lot of negative stuff, right? We talk about bombings of hospitals. We talk about possible war, sexual harassment in the mayor's office. There's a lot of big headlines that are negative. But, man, let's ride the coattails of something really good. And that's these, I say underdog because they were a 4 seed, underdog Indiana Pacers, 1 win away from a championship, Jeff.
This is, I haven't been this excited in a long time about Indy sports. We grew up in the 90s. It was new. We're like, wow, you can actually win a championship with Reg and everything. And we had our heart broken. I think it's a little different than the 2000 finals. The 2000 finals, we knew Shaq and Kobe, and it sure felt like two superstars who were getting ready to ascend to the top of the NBA.
Prime Shaq and Kobe was a tall task.
100%. We were also an old team. When you talk about Sam Perkins, Chris Mullins, our team was old. So this was, if we're going to win it, we have to win it now. This team is totally different this year. We are young. Halliburton's 25. Nemhard's 25, I think. Neesmith's 25. Matherin just turned 23. Obi Toppin is 27. They're not going anywhere. And you and I talk kind of off air sometimes about what's going to happen in the offseason. We have some options coming up to make us even better. But for right now, we have, 4 quarters. They have to come out like they did last game. Well, not the first 2 minutes, after the first 2 minutes
right.
of last game. But I love the adjustments. We have Rick Carlisle. That's an ace in the hole right there.
It is.
And, Halliburton, you get me to Sunday night at about 10:43, and let me hear Mike Breen, the announcer, say, 10 seconds left, Pacers down by 1, Halliburton with the ball. Boom, I'm happy.
I'll take that. And the 2 old guys on this team are Miles Turner and TJ McConnell. It was nice to see Miles healthy last night. Now, he hasn't been injured. He's been super sick from what we gather. But he looked better last night. He was diving for loose balls. You got a 6'10", 6'11 guy diving for loose balls last night. Pacers needed that. And then TJ McConnell. How about this guy? He has been phenomenal this postseason and fearless the entire time. What I loved is how passionate his old man was. Oh, yeah. So NBA TV, afterwards, they've got live coverage, right? I know ESPN does some stuff, and so does NBA TV. NBA TV has like Isaiah Thomas, a host, and some other folks. They had TJ McConnell on, and then his dad was nearby, and he was cheering, he was getting loud, so they brought him up. And TJ's dad is a coach. He coached up TJ and his sister, who plays in the WNBA. And even in TJ's finest moment, his dad was upset about some stuff.
I'm going to tell you right now, he's a warrior. You're right. It doesn't matter how tall you are.
That's right. That's your fault. The heart of a champion.
Yes,
no
yes.
question. What do you think of his performance tonight?
Excellent. Just disappointing, missed 2 foul shots in the beginning. I kept saying, man, I wish he'd have made those 2 foul shots. But he recovered, and we won the game. So I can forget about the foul shots. Anything can happen in Game 7. We're going to OKC to try to win a world championship. And my son's a part of it, and I can't believe that.
Did you see McConnell walking into the game yesterday? I don't know if you saw the shot. He's walking in the tunnel, and he's holding a Tupperware full of what looks like spaghetti. And he brought his own meal to the game. That's a poster right there for the Pacers moving forward.
And I love, like, the crowd hadn't left, right? People were still at the field house. Hell, I think those people slept there last night. And here's TJ. It's the final game at the field house all year. They're heading to Game 7. He's had a hell of a series. Here comes his dad. And he missed a couple free throws early on, like still coaching him up. And That wasn't it. He also crapped on him for his state finals game in high school.
Pops, I got one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Why were you harder on him and softer on your daughter?
He says that, but
It's
that's
true.
a lie.
It's true, because it's true.
My daughter was an undefeated state championship. He lost in the state championship. We lost 2 games. So undefeated. He didn't play as well in the state championship. He played great, but we didn't win it.
The truth hurts.
Gotta love it. Truth hurts.
Gotta love it, TJ. Got to love it. Truth hurts.
Now she's with the Mercury, so
Hey.
I can't be more proud to say I have a son in the NBA and I have a daughter in the WNBA. This is a dream come true, and I'm going to OKC for my son to play in the championship game to win the world championship.
Dad goes on national TV, rips him from missing free throws, said his sister had a better high school career, but let's go win a title.
Awesome.
Love that, man. That's awesome. Matt Bear, what's up?
Westbound 70 slow from rural into the north split and then into the construction delay of southbound 65-70. Jammed up from the north split down to the south split, delayed by 2 minutes. Eastbound 70 slow before West Street into the south split and inbound 65 stop and go traffic 21st to Meridian Penn. North side, eastbound 465 stop and go from Keystone to Allisonville Road. Crash east side 10th and Franklin, 3 vehicles involved, and on the south side somebody got hit by a car. This is Raymond at Pleasant Run. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, it's 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We need 52 more people to go to the WIBC YouTube stream and give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. If you don't give us a thumbs up and like, the Thunder will win on Sunday. I'm putting that pressure on you guys. It's in your hands now. We need at least 52 more people to give us a thumbs up. But if you don't, I guess you don't want a championship or a parade or nice things in this city. Find WIBC's YouTube page and help us out. We're going to play a fun round of Is This Anything next.
Tony Katz.
The ownership has transferred to his daughters, taking over a family business of this magnitude, this much in the public eye. That's a whole different level of can't be easy. Massive shoes to fill. No one needs to tell you that. People absolutely embrace this franchise and what it means to the city, what it means to the state. Go get them. I truly hope it all works the way you want it to. Honestly, all the best.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group, and this is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more. Lease a new 2025 Toyota RAV4, just $349 per month, or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. So if you've been turned away due to the crowds, come back. This is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Don't miss it on US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. New RAV4s, $349 per month, or new Tacomas, $299 per month. All offers end June 30th. Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, $199 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-626-9692. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-626-9692. That's 800-626-9692.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024
Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP $105,195. Nautilus MSRP $60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Tony Katz here for Premier Arms in Brownsburg. This is your premier gun store. Premier Arms has the experience and know-how to help the new gun buyer and the most experienced marksman. They've been in business for over 20 years and have a friendly, knowledgeable staff that wants to help you, not talk down to you. Premier Arms in Brownsburg is family-friendly, so bring the kids. All ages are welcome. Everyone can find what they're looking for at Premier Arms in Brownsburg, 3754 South Green Street. Online at premierarms.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, premierarms.com.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today. This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Is This Anything is brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, a program presented by the Attorney General's Office right here in Indiana, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, free. Go to indianaunclaimed.gov. Indianaunclaimed.gov. See if you got some money out there. Check it out. Jeff Boggs is in for Big Nige. He's going to play the game here. Jeff, we'll start with this. Is this anything? There was an alligator lurking around the doorways of a motel in Virginia.
Damn alligator bit my hand off.
Oh, my God.
In Virginia. Here's a police officer radioing the call in along with a woman staying in one of the rooms who insists on seeing a Virginia gator.
That is an alligator. Yeah, there is actually an alligator outside of the hotel.
How big is it?
If I laid down next to it, probably about 6 feet. I would bring your dog inside. There's an alligator over here.
Okay, you can stop it. I hate when they put the stupid music behind these things on TikTok.
Yeah.
But is that anything?
I mean, I like the response of how big is it? Because I think how I would respond to somebody saying there's an alligator or there's a lion. It's like, well, how big is it? A 6-foot gator in Virginia? I have to assume it was either a pet that got out or it's from a zoo. So it's interesting. It's something.
We need to get the kid Carson Steele in here. He's got a pet gator. He plays for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Was a Center Grove product. I've texted him a couple times. We're trying to make a schedule work out. But I'd love to have him in here because I think he would have some cool gator stories to tell with us.
But what do you do with a pet gator? You don't play catch with it.
Impress chicks.
That's
true.
Actually,
I'm edgy.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
But then again, if you're also a really good, buff, good-looking blonde kid, I don't think you need the gator.
It's excessive.
Right. It's almost not fair to the rest of us. Is this anything? The energy drink company Liquid Death sold 10 empty cans of iced tea that were drunk by Ozzy Osbourne. The sales pitch was that they contain Ozzy's DNA. They cost $450 each, and they sold out immediately. Here's a YouTube ad that got posted.
There will never be another Ozzy Osbourne, unless you have his actual DNA. Introducing infinitely recyclable Ozzy by Liquid Death. These cans have each been drunk by Ozzy himself. And each can contains trace DNA from Ozzy's saliva, as well as his handwritten signature. Once technology and federal law permits, you can replicate Ozzy and enjoy him for hundreds of years into the future. Just imagine if you could bring back early 80s Ozzy. He can mow your lawn, perform at kids' birthday parties, or anything you want.
Okay, we've heard enough. That anything?
I mean, okay, I have a special place in my heart for Ozzy Osbourne. I did a show with his son, Jack, once, and we were over at their house. And Jack and I were sitting in their living room talking, and all of a sudden, Ozzy appeared from nowhere, soaking wet in a bathing suit, walked right through the living room, and he goes, "Ah!" And so I thought it was
I'm sorry, what did Ozzy say again?
He goes, "Ah!" And he looked at me, and I'm like, "Hi." And so it was creepy. I really like that family. I like the man. They're horrible, but they're great. This, to me, sounds an awful lot like the Sydney Sweeney soap deal that they're doing now. Bathwater.
Yes.
Bathwater that Sydney's. So maybe this is a new thing. Ozzy's DNA, Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. You almost wonder, what would be the next cool thing if people are going to consider doing this.
4 words. Tony Danza toilet water. There it is.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. The new energy drink.
Is this anything? During yesterday's game in Wrigley Field, there was a hitter for the Brewers that swung so hard the bat came out of his hand, and the bat got stuck on the netting behind home plate. Well, there was a dude sitting right behind home plate that decided to get up and kind of climb the net to get the bat out, took the bat, handed it to the Brewers because they wanted it back. He was the player's gamer. He's like, all right, fine. They gave him another bat. The Cubs kicked him out of the game because he climbed up on the net, and that's a violation, even though he got the bat down and gave it back. Here are the announcers.
1-0, look out. Oh, boy. Churio out of the way. South Frelick, and it's stuck. Sir, be careful, please.
No, he's an out, fella.
Sir!
He's climbing up.
Now he's a hero.
Now they're kicking him out.
He's being ushered out.
No! I mean, he got excited.
Can't be climbing the fence.
You can't throw him out for that, can you?
It wasn't like he was way up high either. It was probably like 2 or 3 pulls up on the net, and he got the bat.
All right, but if we're, game 6 at Gamebridge, if for some reason somebody made a shot and the ball got caught in the net, you know how that happens in your driveway sometimes?
Yes.
If some dude from the 18th row ran down and hit it out, I think he'd be kicked out too. So I'm going to take the opposite angle and say this is something because I'm happy that they kicked him out. You can't crawl up on the net. Major League Baseball is $1 billion corporation. They have plans in place if this happens. Kick him out.
I think it was fine. He went up on his side of the net. It wasn't like he, was on the opposite side, pulled the bat through, and gave it back.
Okay, what if he falls? And then
he wouldn't be the first guy to fall at Wrigley Field, I promise you.
Right, but now you're encouraging lawsuits. They have to put their foot down. And you know what? I'm going to take a line from you. They should fry this guy. Fry him.
All right, you won me over. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on our King P5 smart bed, our lowest price of the season. Limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Another round of missiles. 85 on Monument Circle with a heat advisory going into effect tomorrow. No rain on radar. Some clouds around, though. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. Iran launches yet another wave of missiles into Israel. Fox's Mike Tobin has more from Tel Aviv.
People hustling for the bomb shelters as the sirens wail and Iranian missiles are inbound. In Tel Aviv, we were able to see watched interceptions directly overhead in broad daylight. One missile got through the Tel Aviv defenses, hit the ground, resulting in no injuries. Another got past the defenses in southern Israel, hit the town of Beersheba. Again, no injuries. But in the northern part of the country, in the port city of Haifa, one missile struck there and caused as many as 20 injuries.
Meanwhile, some Jewish and pro-Israel Democrats are reacting to the conflict between Iran and Israel and what role they think the U.S. should play. Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
Florida Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz said depending on what the U.S. does here, Iran could target U.S. troops in the Middle East or even activate a cell here in the U.S. But
we have to neuter Iran. They cannot, that serpent head cannot be able to rise up and strike again.
Washington Congressman Adam Smith argued
Iran is weakened. This is an opportunity to drag them to the table and get a deal.
They all spoke on a Zoom call hosted by the Jewish Democratic Council of America. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals is Sunday night.
Game 7?
For Game 7 in Oklahoma City.
Obviously, the Pacer win.
Give me a score.
A score? I'm going to go with 115.
I was going to say, we got to be over 110. To what?
Oh, geez.
Somebody has to get another score.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm going to go us 117, then 112.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Masters Heating and Cooling is ready to make sure you are cool and comfortable all summer long. They took great care of my system, and they can help you make sure that everything is ready to go to ensure a nice, comfortable summer and then a very comfortable winter. I've worked with their general manager, David, numerous times, and it has always been a pleasure. And right now, you can get $500 off a new AC system. And if you've worked with Masters before and you've spent more than $500 on AC repairs in the last year, you can apply that amount as a credit towards a new system as well. Masters Heating and Cooling makes it easy. They've got flexible financing options and 24/7 service. So no matter what your issue, Masters Heating and Cooling is right there to take care of you and your family. Give Masters Heating and Cooling a call. 317-567-9505. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-567-9505. Or request service online at mastersindy.com. mastersindy.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. Here's Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, east side, southbound 465. Pockets of stop-and-go traffic, 72, 74. Westbound 70 slows after rural into the north split and delayed on southbound 65, 70 because of construction. North split down to the south split, 4-minute delay. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic from Harding into the south split and the south side. Northbound 65 slowing from Southport Road to 465 because of road construction. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Warm and humid heading into the afternoon today. Partly cloudy skies expected with highs in the middle 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy with lows falling to near 70, so mild and muggy. This weekend, the heat is on. Lots of sunshine, hot and humid with highs into the lower 90s. Feels like temperatures will be reaching close to the triple digits and into the triple digits on Sunday. Hot and humid, highs near 93. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
I'm Jason Hammer, Jeff Boggs filling in for Big Nige. And oh my goodness, look what the cat dragged in. Darth Vapor himself, Matt Bear, is on the YouTube camera and on the radio. How are you?
I am your father, Hammer. Oh, I'm great. Thanks for having me today, man.
We forgot to bring up Darth Vader earlier when we did Barguments on worst movie fathers, because he's not the worst, right? He kind of came around toward the end, but he also cut off his son's hand.
Yeah, he's misunderstood.
He was corrupted by the Emperor. I mean, you know,
right.
It happens.
See, Matt gets it. Yeah. Matt gets it. What's in the vape today?
No, the vape is it's Custard Monster. Thank you. Very manly vape.
Boy, there's a joke I can make that I'm going to refuse because I want to keep my job.
This is Jamberry. In fact, the flavors are
Jamberry?
Yeah, Jamberry. Oh, it's a good vape.
What type of jam is it?
Blackberry, in fact.
Blackberry, Bam-a-lam.
Yeah, it's a good smooth vape. I recommend it to anybody, as a matter of fact. It's good.
All right. How does Matt Bear handle a heat advisory? Do the shorts get shorter? Do the shirts get tighter? Like, I don't know if it's possible.
I got to close the blinds at the apartment. And then I got to rope off the balcony. That's what I'm recommending to everybody. I mean, what we're talking about, mid-90s through all of next week. I mean, it's going to be a heat bubble. One of those awful, like, June, July, August heat bubbles in Indiana. Pack a breakdown kit. And when I say that, I mean, get yourself a bottle of water, throw it in the back seat, in a cooler, have a protein bar, whatever, just in case your car is, crappy like mine, and it just might take a dump on you on 465. You want to have some sort of nourishment as you make the loop. So, yeah, pack a breakdown kit and just take care of yourself, make smart decisions, watch for construction zones, that kind of thing.
You mean there's construction in Central Indy? What? When did that start, Matt?
I don't know. It's just like I woke up this morning and there were all these projects. We are on full tilt as far as construction goes. You remember last weekend we were supposed to close. I keep saying we. I have no part of this. Southbound 65 was supposed to close last weekend from the South Split to 465. That was pushed because of the weather. So it's happening this weekend. It was originally scheduled. But, yeah, a complete closure of southbound 65 from the South Split to 465 begins tonight at 9 p.m. and then ends Monday morning, hopefully before morning rush hour. So a thing to deal with as we make our way around to whatever Pacers party Sunday night. You're going to have something to deal with there.
The cone zone on the northeast side, I have to drive through that every time I come down here. I-69 down, and it looks like I'm talking about the sides. So many people are crashing into the cones and the side walls and things. It looks like a demolition derby. Like, I was just noticing it today because it was backed up and we were going about 20 miles an hour, and you always want to be safe. But my goodness, there's just accident after accident. I don't know when they're going to be done.
It looks like a junkyard.
Yeah.
And this is the redesign of 465, 69 interchange on the northeast side. They're trying to make everything.
They're going to make it one big roundabout.
They're going to make it one big beltway. All of a sudden, to go Fishers, you have to go east from downtown.
Right.
It's what it is starting this weekend as far as that up there. And yeah, it's a junkyard. I don't like driving up there. I avoid it when I can. This weekend, they're going to be closing ramps, reducing lanes in that area. And then on Monday morning, if the weather cooperates, you'll have a new traffic pattern on eastbound 40.
Well, I was just telling Jeff we need more traffic patterns.
I just got used to the old one.
I know. Well, if you're going to eastbound 465, what I'm telling you is after the Keystone Avenue exit, the Allisonville Road exit is going to come a lot earlier. So you're going to have to make that decision to exit at Allisonville Road earlier as you're traveling eastbound.
I'm sure everything will be fine.
The look on your face, I'm so sorry.
Are you in contact with like the NDOT people, the people in charge of this? Because in my mind, tell me if I'm anywhere close or not, I think they schedule all this construction, they wait for it to begin, and then they fly above like Cobra Commander used to do in G.I. Joe and just and laugh at everybody. Right. NDOT! And they keep yelling.
And then they land on the White River like Sully. It's kind of remarkable. There are so many projects going on, and these are long-term construction projects like this deal in 65 South Side. I mean, again, the closure's only for the weekend, but we're talking about lanes being restricted until the end of next year.
End of next year?
Yeah. Now, the construction zone you're talking about, Jeff, up on the northeast side with ClearPath, that's supposed to be done at the end of this year, hopefully.
At the end, so November, December.
Probably December is when that should be wrapped up.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a long time. These are long projects, and we have Indiana weather, so that makes it even worse. I mean, you put an interstate together down in Florida, and it's done in a week.
Right.
I mean, here in Indiana, we have to do the elements. We have to do the mixture, this melting pot of America, this crossroads of America thing with all the drivers from the other states coming in. So we deal with a lot on the interstates here in Indiana.
Let's go back to Cobra Commander for just a moment here. Back in the old G.I. Joe days, I feel like they would have had more success if they didn't yell out their names when they were flying above the war zone. Cobra!
I know.
Like, are the folks on the ground going, oh my God, we're under attack? Who is it? Oh, it's Cobra.
It's Cobra Kai.
They're yelling, and I can see the Cobra on their planes. Like, their brand management is fantastic, but I don't think they were very efficient when you yell out your name.
Well, Cobra Commander didn't sound very threatening. It was like had a really high-pitched voice. Now,
Cobra!
If it was Destro. 465. Nobody would ever use it again. Nobody would use it again. It just depends on which one of Cobra you have in there.
Now, you have to get up pretty early in the morning. Your traffic duties begin early with Tony Katz. That Pacers game on Sunday night doesn't start until 8. Are you going to be able to make it through?
Yeah, I'll make it through for that. I'll take a nap in the afternoon. I haven't caught as much basketball as I would have liked these past few weeks with the playoffs, and it is special, and it is really cool. But, man, I mean, I'm a middle-aged man who has to get up at 4:45. So, I mean, it's still, though, I feel the excitement. I feel the love for it. I mean, there are so many things about this team to love, especially when we went through some of the players that we've had here in the past. I was not a Paul George fan. I was a Victor Oladipo fan until I wasn't, until he was injured himself and then started showing up on Dancing with the Stars. I didn't get that. But this team, I mean, what NBA team wouldn't want TJ McConnell on their bench? What NBA team wouldn't want to have a Pascal Siakam? I mean, and they're fun people, and they seem like a cool team. And we've had just the right amount of drama, too, with Tyrese Halliburton and his dad. So we have some fun out there, too. We have some good times. I mean, it's just not like it's dull or anything. It's just a fun, watchable team that's easy to cheer for. And it's hard for me to actually digest that this is happening right now. That Game 7 is a make or break for the NBA title. I mean, you didn't see this coming. It's hopefully not an anomaly, but it's just kind of, out there in the middle, just in the ether. And it's like, oh, this is so much
You're in the
fun.
moment now. Take advantage of it, man. Take advantage of it.
Right.
Matt Baer is with us. He is part of the Supporting Sobriety podcast. He does it along with Ryan Hedrick from the WIBC newsroom. Each week, we play a little segment of the podcast on our show. What are we about to hear today?
Thank you for doing that, by the way. We have been talking a lot about this relationship between the caregiver, who we talk to in the Supporting Sobriety podcast, me being a recovering alcoholic, the people I tormented, Ryan being a recovering addict, same thing. We talk to the caregiver. Well, a sponsor is a term you often hear in recovery programs as like a mentor to being sober and recovery. So you're looking at the sponsor, you're looking at the caregiver, and all these people. And one of the points we wanted to make in our last episode is who is ultimately responsible for our sobriety.
The bottom line is all these resources are to do the one thing that we need the most, and that is maintain our sobriety. And we need all the help we can get. I mean, we look at my multiple relapses. We need all the help we can get. And the bottom line is caregiver, sponsor. It doesn't matter who. The final decision to use is up to us. And we can talk about sponsors. We can talk about caregivers. If we are not on board, the addict and the alcoholic, none of this is going to work. So ultimately, we have to pull those resources, and we have to say, okay, I'm making this decision for the better life. I'm going to do this a day at a time, and I'm going to continue to be sober. And you are part of that. Our sponsor is part of that. And Ryan Hedrick and Matt Bear are part of that. And everybody listening right now is part of that. And that is the beautiful thing about recovery. That is the magic of recovery, just one day at a time.
And Matt, we got about a minute left here, but when it comes to like raising kids, you always hear people say it takes a village, right? Well, what I've learned in your journey through all of this, it takes a village to help out with this too.
Absolutely. Oh man, I mean, I did nothing on my own. I mean, my culture was alcohol. I mean, it was alcohol. Everything I did was for alcohol. Getting women had alcohol be involved. Anything, it was alcohol. So for me to be coming up on a sober anniversary, a big one for that matter, is to me, it's kind of miraculous, and that's a term that we do use in recovery pretty often, because when you come from that kind of culture, it is miraculous to stay sober. Did nothing on my own. Had to have help all the way through. It was the people. When I gave up on myself, it was the people of recovery and people here that were able to help me get sober again. So it's a blessing to be in recovery, and I think I actually said last weekend that I was thankful to be a recovering alcoholic, and that's pretty badass. I absolutely
100%.
love it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Where can we find the podcast?
We can find Supporting Sobriety at Apple, Spotify, any major podcast provider. We are on Twitter and X at @sobriety_pod. Would love to have the conversation if you care to join us.
Matt, you're a badass. Thank you.
Thank you, fellas. Thanks for having me.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Man, I love the way my brand new Galaxy concrete garage floor looks. Those guys did an amazing job. They were in and out within a day. My old garage floor was dirty and gross and cracked, and their amazing staff came in and within a day made it look brand new. It's not epoxy, by the way. It's better and 4 times stronger. I spend a ton of time out in my garage, and my new Galaxy concrete garage floor is out of this world. Check out their website and see pictures and get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or call their office at 317-751-9070.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Oh, you got to love it. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's worth the trip down 65. It's really quick. If you are looking for anything, I mean, we're talking sofas, sectionals, lazy boys, outdoor furniture, the big green egg. In fact, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus are cleaning out their inventory right now. Save up to 50% off Lazy Boys, Smith Brothers. If it's in stock, you're going to save an extra 25% off on top of everything else. Save up to 20% off Berlin Gardens and Hollywood Outdoor Furniture. And save up to 50% off floor sample mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic. It's first come, first serve, and it's free delivery. Ends Monday.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress, they are your one-stop shop for everything, and they still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles. But you got to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. These guys take care of us on the Hammer and Nigel show. Take care of these guys. Stop by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, thompsonfurniture.net.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text TEAR to 369369. That's TEAR to 369369. TEAR to 369369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey, Matt Baer, what's going on?
What's happening, fellas? Looking at eastbound 70. Coming in from the west side downtown. It's a crash at West Street, blocking the left lane, jamming us up past Belmont. 7-minute delay on that. The construction delay southbound 6570 jammed up from the north split to the south split, delayed 4 minutes. West side crash. It's on the off-ramp from southbound 465 to Washington Street. In fact, actually on Washington Street. Just be careful when you're making that exit. And inbound 65 slows after 21st to Meridian Penn. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
84 with a heat advisory here at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Lionel Richie, 76 years old today. I don't know if the folks on the YouTube camera can see it, though, Jeff, but you're wearing a pretty bitchin' Lionel Richie T-shirt.
Yeah, it's a concert T-shirt. I saw Lionel probably about 10 years ago at the Hollywood Bowl. It was incredible. He's a master showman. He has so many great stories, and he was the driving force behind the song We Are the World. If you've ever watched the Netflix documentary,
oh yeah,
it's unbelievable how he wrangled all of those personalities and got them to focus and make a bitchin' song.
Yeah, he dealt with a lot of crap. Like Quincy Jones gets a lot of the credit for it, but Lionel Richie was the driving force that made that song happen.
Yeah, there were great moments. Like Bob Dylan, everybody suddenly realized, oh, that's right, he doesn't know how to sing on key. And so Stevie Wonder goes, come on over here, I'll show you. And then somebody came up with the idea, hey, let's sing the chorus in Swahili.
That was Stevie Wonder.
Was it Stevie?
Yeah.
But there's a great moment where Waylon Jennings, who had been there for an hour, goes, this isn't for me. And he just walks out. And then
Swahili was the deal breaker for Waylon Jennings.
And my favorite part of that documentary on Netflix, I think it's called The Greatest Night in Pop. Kenny Rogers driving himself to the recording, and he just pulls in some kind of like, it's like a Chrysler Laser or something. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's an amazing documentary. I sat down and watched it, and he pulled it off.
Yep.
And they tried to get Prince to be a part of it, but there was beef between Prince and Michael Jackson, I guess. There's a little rivalry, and he didn't want to be a part of it. Madonna was a pain in the ass about it.
Yeah, and also they have a nice story about Lionel Richie driving home that night, and he talks about it. He goes, I stopped at a diner, and I just decompressed, and I was like, I can't believe we just did that. Yeah, it's a big moment of my youth, that song, so it was cool.
Hey, we got tickets to go see Jerry Seinfeld November 22nd at the Old National Center. Caller number 9 right now, 239-9393. That's 239-9393. You'll get a pair of tickets to go see Jerry Seinfeld November 22nd, Old National Center. Good luck. We have got the top stories of the day coming up. We're talking Iran. We're talking Pacers. Come on back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
JMV here. The summer sales continue to heat up at Miss M's Home and Garden. Shop the great selection of high-quality trees and shrubs and save more when you buy more. Now when you buy 2, you save 10%. Buy 4, you save 20%. And get this, buy 6 or more trees or shrubs, and you save 30%. If you're looking to redo the landscape or add color, now is the time to buy. Miss M's Home and Garden on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville. MissMsHomeandGarden.com.
With everything going on, it may be hard to imagine one more thing to worry about. But clothes dryers cause thousands of house fires every year. And dirty ductwork in your home is filling the air you breathe with pollutants and allergens. Should you worry? Not if you contact Safe Dryer and Air Duct Solutions, a locally owned, veteran-operated business offering fast, reliable duct and dryer vent cleaning services, making your home safer and your air healthier. WIBC listeners save 10% off any service. One less thing to worry about. Go to safedads.net.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. We are cleaning out inventory. Save up to 50% off Lazy Boys, Smith Brothers, and Flex Steel. And if it's in stock, save up to an extra 25% off. Save up to 20% off Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture. And save up to 50% off floor sample mattresses, including Tempur-Pedic. First come, first serve. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Summer is here, and that means it's time for new flooring in your home. Brothers Floor Covering is ready to help. Brand new carpet, hardwoods, laminates, and luxury vinyl plank in stock now. Plus, Brothers Floor Covering can get your new flooring installed in as little as 2 weeks. Visit Brothers Floor Covering today at their new location, 8550 North Michigan Road. Discover why buying local means getting more, not paying more. Get the flooring of your dreams installed now. Go to brothers-floorcovering.com. That's brothers-floorcovering.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
There's no end in sight. I'm John Saucier, Fox News. The latest Israel-Iran conflict entering week 2. Fox's Craig Polcott is in Tel Aviv with more.
The biggest hit by Iran was in the main northern port of Haifa. Some 20 missiles targeted that location. Authorities say 244 people were wounded, some seriously. Missiles also targeted Beersheba. One of the missiles hit a software firm linked to the IDF. Many military targets down south. Israeli pilots and their jet fighters taking a little rest. Some 50 made bombing runs over Iran. Among the many targets, nuclear research facilities, missile production plants.
Iran is threatening to retaliate against the United States if it continues to help Israel. President Trump says he'll decide within 2 weeks whether to launch American strikes against Iran. The Israeli ambassador to the UN is reacting to the president's desire to wait and see and try and negotiate again. Here's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal.
President Trump said he'd make a decision about Iran within the next 2 weeks. Israel's UN ambassador Danny Danon said talks with Iran have been ongoing for decades.
If it will be like, what happened in Libya, when you had real inspectors who came into Libya, took out everything out, that's a mechanism that can be discussed. But if it's going to be just another round of talks, that's something which we cannot accept.
While the International Atomic Energy Agency recently said Iran could not prove its enriched uranium wasn't being diverted to military uses and refused to explain why enriched uranium particles were found at undeclared sites, the head of the IAEA said Friday attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities should never take place. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A federal judge granting a preliminary injunction blocking the Trump administration's efforts to keep Harvard University from hosting international students. America's listening to Fox News.
We all hear the radio.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The kind of fooling around where the law gets involved. Still hanging out in the mid-80s here in central Indiana. Downtown Indianapolis, you've got clouds, but no rain on radar. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. It should be noted first that a heat advisory goes into effect starting tomorrow. A Greenwood man arrested Thursday for sexual misconduct with a child in Clay County. Jake McDaniel reports officers started looking into it in March.
Indiana State Police Sergeant Matt Ames explains what officers gathered.
There was subpoenas made to Facebook, reference direct messages going between the two individuals. Through those subpoenas, we were able to collect actual downloads from cell phones and actual Polaroids showing the individuals together.
He says police are always concerned about cases like these.
We find that older gentlemen or older ladies reach out to younger individuals, and then all of a sudden they have intimate relationships with them, and that's totally against the law.
And he says Alex Bowe was taken to the Clay County Jail. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Bleeding with shards of glass all over him, 34-year-old Grayson Knowles was arrested about 5 this morning in the parking lot of Books A Million in Muncie. That's where police say he took a dare and drove a forklift that was sitting in the parking lot into the front of the store several times, causing heavy damage. Knowles is charged with burglary. The final group of defendants are convicted in a 2022 kidnapping and murder. Jarrett Lewis reports.
Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears making the announcement Friday that Christina Clark, Jocelyn Johnson, and Deshaun Bigby Cummings were all found guilty by a jury of murder and 2 counts of kidnapping. The 3 were part of a group of 5 charged in the kidnapping scheme of Corbin Rogers in December of 2022. Daniel Johnson and Jaheim Miller already pleaded guilty for their roles. Prior to the murder, investigators say the group threatened to kill Rogers if he didn't secure money for them from his grandmother. Then they found him walking the street one day. They then kidnapped him, beat him in a vehicle before murdering him inside of a vacant residence on the east side of Indianapolis. Jarrett Lewis, Network Indiana.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals is Sunday.
They can never make it easy. Yeah. This team's broken my heart for 31 years. I plan on them breaking my heart for 31 more years. Oh, don't say that. Can't help it, man. I've seen this story before. I know how it ends every time. I hope they prove me wrong, but I don't know. I hope they do too, man. Thank you, bud.
Take an Alka-Seltzer and say Slick Leonard 3 times for that one. You've got traffic and weather coming up.
The deals at Andy Moore Ford continue. We're talking about that employee pricing. Employee pricing at Andy Moore Ford across a full lineup of your favorite trucks and SUVs. That's right. You pay what they pay at Andy Moore Ford. Get $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 F-150s or buy a new Ford Super Duty truck for under $40,000. 175 different trucks to choose from. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, the time has never been better. Every vehicle comes with $500 in Andy Moore cash and $2,500 more for your trade. Plus, drive with no payments all summer long. Talk to Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Find out how easy it is to get your new car, truck, SUV, or fleet vehicle at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR. AndyMooreFord.com.
Traffic on 93 WIBC. How are the roads looking, Matt Bear?
All right, Chris, looking at eastbound 70 downtown, we have a crash at West Street. That backs us up to Belmont Avenue for a delay right now of 8 minutes. Now inbound 65 slow around west, and then southbound 65-70 through the construction zone. That's stopped traffic from the north split to the south split delayed. It says 8 minutes. Over on the west side, crash clear southbound 465 to Washington Street. Inbound 69 stop and go after 106th Street, 282nd. East side southbound 465 slows from 70 down to 74. And a crash at downtown. This is 10th Street at MLK. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Warm and humid for the day today. We will look for high temperatures into the middle 80s. We'll go the partly cloudy sky into the afternoon. Mild and muggy overnight tonight with lows only near 70. I'm Wish TV storm tracking meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
So the Iranians, they were told, hey, cut out the crap of bombing hospitals, okay? If you want to bomb strategic places in Israel to fight back, all is fair in love and war, but cut out the crap of bombing hospitals. So what does Iran do? They continue with bombing civilians as early as today. It was a civilian neighborhood and a mosque that took fire from the Iranians today. And, you know, Israel is saying, if you really want the smoke, we will bring it. But we're giving you a warning. Stop killing the civilian areas. Because Israel claims they're going after strategic military targets. Now, if the Iranians want to move their schools to a nuclear facility, that's on them. But well-known military facilities, that's who the Israelis are saying they're going after. The Iranians, on the other hand, they just want death. And they don't care who it is, whether it's a military facility or civilians, i.e. hospitals and mosques.
Yeah, but there's probably some people listening who are going to be like, that's actually wrong. And they have a different point of view depending on where they get their information from. I think it's important to just remember. So what is the battle about? Is it, is it a land battle? What is the battle? From my understanding, the biggest topic is, can Iran be allowed to get a nuclear weapon? Isn't that the...
Under this current regime, right? Because the leadership of Iran, they're bat crap crazy and everybody knows it. Now, if they have some sort of uprising, if they have a civil war or a coup and the Ayatollah of rock and roll is moved out and they've got a younger group that comes in and says, listen, we're going to take the Saudi Arabia route. No more death to America. We're all about sell the gas, make the money, pound that you-know-what.
I'm not totally for regime change because the whole Arab Spring, I didn't like how that really turned out under Obama and Hillary Clinton. The only regime change I want is country music. But I saw, actually, I think it was breaking in the last hour. I believe now Trump and Tulsi Gabbard are really butting heads because Tulsi Gabbard and her intelligence people are saying Iran is not close to a nuclear bomb. That is wrong information. They are not close. President Trump just came out and made a statement saying she's wrong. My intelligence community is wrong. They are close. So I think that's where the 2-week thing is coming from. It's like, okay, we're going to really drill down, find out, are they close? I don't know how you do that.
And the 2-week thing is Donald Trump came out and said, we're going to give them 2 weeks to come to the table, negotiate. If they don't do that, then we may be in.
I guess. And what does that mean? The bunker buster bombs, we're going to let Israel use our bunker buster bombs. I don't know, man. The whole thing is just it seems like there's new information going on, but it also seems like the same exact thing that's been going on for decades. So I don't know what the solution is. Obviously, we hope the end game is some type of peace. I don't know if regime change accomplishes that, because who's next in line? I
don't think forced regime change fixes anything.
Right.
If the Iranian people themselves have an uprising, a civil, coup, if you will, then maybe that's different. I am not in on a forced regime change. I should have made that clear.
Yeah, I heard something really interesting a few years ago. They were talking about it kind of had to do with China too, with Tiananmen Square, but now with Iran. And, the young people in Iran. So you're pounded in all your life, death to America, and the mullahs are running the country. Of course, there's been some uprising, women who don't want to wear the headpieces. But there are a lot of young people now in Iran, thanks to YouTube. They can just click on, and you can watch some American TV shows. You can see what America's all about. And they're like, I don't know if we hate them as much as we're supposed to. It's that whole, it's a global community now, but click on YouTube and you can watch our TV shows.
I think some of the younger generations in Iran, they look at Saudi Arabia and they could say, you know what? We've got just as much gas and oil as these guys do. They're rich. They're living a good life. They might not like the West. They can still chant this or that and be unlikable SOBs. They can treat people how they want, but it's a heck of a lot better than what we're doing over here.
Yeah, and you guys have had Trey Yingst on from Fox News. He made a great point, I believe, earlier today. And I agree with this. Depending on where you get your information from, when anything comes out on this specific conflict, I do think that the people reporting it should be forced to disclose, have they received money from foreign entities, from Oman, from Yemen, because I do think it skews the reporting on this. And that kind of, leads to people having different opinions that they can't always back up with facts. So my hope is somehow it ends in peace. I don't know if that's possible, but let's make sure we get the correct information. If Tulsi Gabbard is correct and her team says they're not close to a nuclear bomb, let's find another way to deal with this.
But she better be right.
She better be.
Because listen, the other side, they could only be right one time out of a million tries, and it's devastation, right? You have to be right all the time. Speaking of President Trump, who, again, has given this 2-week, deadline to Iran, he got a win in one of the lower court systems. He's allowed to keep control of the National Guard troops deployed to L.A. This kind of overturned a lower court order that turned it back to Governor Gavin Newsom. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that President Trump lawfully exercised basically his duties as commander-in-chief to activate the National Guard.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, one of the most liberal in the whole nation, the fact that they told Gavin Newsom he was wrong, that's like Nancy Pelosi telling you you're drunk. It's a crazy, of all the appeals courts to do that, and I believe it was 9-0. So even the most liberal of the Ninth Circuit Court said, well, no, of course the president is allowed to do this.
But isn't it frustrating, though, that the Supreme Court has to step in because there are so many activist judges at the lower level? That's the Democrat playbook right now. They know the stuff they're going to say is not going to hold up, but they're going to try to delay it as long as they can until it gets to the Supreme Court. These activist judges, listen, hat tip to Soros and the Democrats or whoever funded these dudes, because when they went big on that, that was a game changer.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something that conservatives have to, when you play the long game, we have to almost get enough judges to, when their crazy judges say, you can't do that, our crazy judge steps in and goes, yes, you can do that. The worry is, of course, the Supreme Court, which was supposed to be so conservative now.
Amy Coney Barrett has not been a conservative justice at all.
I know, and moving forward, it's worrisome with some of the big ones coming up. But listen, all you can do is, with the Ninth Circuit Court, of course, President Trump is in charge of whether he can use the National Guard to save a United States city. Of course he is. That's the job of a president.
Coming up here, just about 15 minutes from now, we'll speak with Dylan Gwyn. He's the sports editor at Breitbart. I want to find out what he thinks from a national perspective about these NBA finals. Going to a winner-take-all Game 7, whoever wins Sunday night is going to have a championship parade in their city. They're going to have a championship banner unfurled in their stadium. The Indiana Pacers or the Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll chat with Dylan Gwyn coming up in just a little bit. It's officially summer as of tonight, Jeff. Later on tonight, it officially turns into summer. So get your clocks ready. This is the longest day of the year today.
Ooh.
And, enjoy it, because after today, that clock starts getting shorter and shorter. Man, there's nothing more depressing than when the sun starts to go away and it's dark by like 6 o'clock when you get to the fall and the winter time, man.
I remember I had a horrible drive home from here in, I think it was December, and it was snowing and icing, and it was 6 o'clock and it was pitch, it was dark outside. So this is great. Enjoy it this weekend. Drink a few cervezas and have fun.
Matt Baer standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center. Matt, it's the last technical hours of spring. We got summer coming up in just a little bit. I'm sure the roads are just fine. There's no construction, no backups, and everybody's using a turn signal.
Indianapolis, the land of no construction. It's beautiful. We look downtown right now. Eastbound 70 and west, it's a crash that blocks the left lane, jams us up back to Belmont. Westbound 70 slow into the north split after Rural, and then we are grinding big time on that southbound 65-70. Construction delay from the north split down to the south split. We are delayed 8 minutes right now, barely moving at all. Inbound 69 stop and go 106th Street, 282nd. East side, southbound 465 slows from 70 down to 74. It's a crash in Greenwood, Meridian School Road at South Meridian Street. And a crash downtown, 10th at MLK. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Services. Water damaging your home? Contact Indiana Foundation Service, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at IndianaFoundationService.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Heat advisory in effect. It's 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. On the way at 5:33, we'll have Dylan Gwyn of Breitbart. We're going to talk about these Indiana Pacers, and then we're going to officially kickstart the weekend at 5:48 with Beer Sample Friday. Again, 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Are you okay with this? Next.
Game number 6, the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Toppin lets it fly and delivers a 3. McConnell in business and hits another short jump shot. And Halliburton for 3. From out beyond the half mark, Halliburton's third 3. It's a 20-point lead.
This is what you dream about growing up.
It's amazing.
This will be a monumental challenge.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Sunday night starting at 7:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group, and this is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Choose from Camrys, Corollas, Highlanders, Tundras, and more. Lease a new 2025 Toyota RAV4, just $349 per month, or a new Tacoma, $299 per month. So if you've been turned away due to the crowds, come back. This is your best chance to save before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota. Don't miss it on US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. New RAV4s, $349 per month, or new Tacomas, $299 per month. All offers end June 30th. Select models, approved credit, plus tax tag title license, 199 dealer doc, RAV4 model 4432, Tacoma model 7540, 36 months, $29.99 due, 0 security, 10,000 annual miles, 15 cents per mile thereafter.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-626-9692. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-626-9692. That's 800-626-9692. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard. The Hammer and Nigel show know this because we both have American Standard equipment installed in our house, and we only use local, independent American Standard dealers for our maintenance.
Check out Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning in Pittsburgh. Kirby, they've been in the business for well over 3 decades. Lloyd and Jessica Kirby, they are the founders of this great, awesome family-run business, and now their sons, Robert and Adam, they are carrying on the tradition of excellent service and pride in their work. Kirby hooking up Hendricks and the surrounding counties. The reason they choose to install American Standard products? Quality. It's that simple. So make sure that AC is good to go for the summer. Contact Kirby at 317-892-3614. 892-3614, or go to kirbyheating.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic's treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Real stories with Hellsberg.
After we met and we started dating, Nancy and I lived 150 miles apart, and I would drive my old jalopy car, and it was roughly a 3-hour distance. It took 3 years I drove across that state back and forth dating her every weekend.
Persistence.
And I would have never stopped. I had a lot of energy back then, 36 years ago.
At Hellsberg, find the engagement ring worthy of your story. Designed with the love, care, and craft it deserves. Visit a Hellsberg store or hellsberg.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, yeah!
So Nigel is out with anal bleeding, which means Jeff Boggs is filling in. And normally, this is the segment that Nigel hosts, and I answer the question. But I'm going to be a generous host. I'm going to run these stories by former Letterman writer Jeff Boggs. And you, my friend, will tell me if you are okay or not with these stories.
I like it.
Are you okay with this? A new study found there's one trait that can make people happier for the rest of their lives, and it's trusting other people. According to the study, trusting people makes us happy, and being happy makes us want to trust other people. So one leads to the other. Are you okay with this?
Man, I'll tell you what. I worked in Hollywood for 25 years. I don't trust anybody anymore. So there's part of me that I would love to just trust. I trust my family. I trust you, Hammer. I do not trust Nigel. But it's one of those things where I think trust is earned. And so the idea that, just trust everyone, it can go horribly wrong if you do that. So I'm not okay with that.
So basically, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm paraphrasing here, you feel the same way that, 1997 Stone Cold Steve Austin did.
DTA, you stupid piece of trash. Don't never trust nobody. You ain't gonna be my partner, never, and you suck.
Now, I could, be wrong, but I feel like that's the direction you're going in.
It is. Also, another one would have been the prince in Frozen, when it turned out that he was the bad guy. I was shocked.
Spoiler.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Is this anything? A tequila marinated turkey almost burned down an apartment building in Wisconsin. The oven got filled up with the tequila fumes, and then it exploded when the door opened up. Firefighters ended up removing the entire oven from the person's kitchen because they had a tequila marinated turkey they were baking. Are you okay with this?
You have to respect the game. There's something about this. If you're going to blow up your kitchen, do it with a tequila marinated turkey. Was it a turkey or a chicken?
A turkey.
Okay, so I understand that. One of the best turkeys I've ever had for Thanksgiving. We were in Alabama, and it was one of those beer can. I guess what are they called? Cooked chicken or turkeys. Unbelievable. So I am okay with this because at least they tried.
Last one here. Are you okay with this? A New York City artist who has worked with major brands was arrested and taken off of a Southwest flight because she berated a woman who was seated next to her. Police say the 32-year-old Leanna Perry was drunk, and she pulled the woman's hair before passengers and flight attendants intervened, and then Leanna spat in the woman's face as she was being zip-tied. Here's part of the tirade that was recorded by another passenger.
Let go of her hair.
Y'all see me.
Let go.
You know what's going on.
Let's put her on
It's just
the ground.
retarded. Yeah, put me on the ground. Put me on the ground. Look at this fat lady. Look at this fat She can't even, look, you can't even see her stomach. It's horrible. Look at her outfit. Look at this fat hilarious. You can't even show your mouth because you're embarrassed.
Is that any?
She just sounds like, doesn't she sound like a terrible person? We've reached a point in society where you have to ask which crazy girl on plane video. It's not the one who says there's an alien sitting next to me, or the woman on the Spirit Airlines who seemed to be walking on the ceiling. This new one, I saw it come out a couple days ago. I didn't even press on it. I didn't even play it because I'm just like, I get it. Kind of cute. Mad at someone. The only thing I loved was there was a gentleman in back of her who comes up later, an African man who seemed like a very level-headed person, and he just kept saying, "You cannot do that. You cannot do that." And I loved him. So yes, it's something.
See, I agree. It's something, and it's something that happens too often. So I feel like there's a hole in the market for this type of thing. That is where Hammer and Nigel Airlines come in.
Hammer and Nigel Airlines are committed to providing you with a safe, professional, and comfortable environment at 33,000 feet in the air.
Get me the freak off the sky!
Come fly with me.
Not only do Hammer and Nigel Airlines have extra leg room and free peanuts, but if you lose your in mid-flight, we'll provide the psych vest.
Yeah! Put me in a psych vest!
At Hammer and Nigel Airlines, we give preferential treatment to all our veterans.
You know who my brothers are? They're Marine snipers! You wanna with the Marine?
Hammer and Nigel Airlines, where our motto is, you can go straight to hell.
Let me the bastards go to hell! Get me the freak off the sky! Play!
Still better than JetBlue. All right, coming up next, Dylan Gwyn will join us from Breitbart. That's coming up right after the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It may not necessarily involve the U.S. being involved. 86 on Monument Circle. You've got a heat advisory going into effect tomorrow with a high expected at 93 Saturday. Right now, clouds but no rain. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. President Trump is giving Iran 2 weeks to engage in talks with the U.S. or face American strikes. Fox Business Network's Max Gordon reports at the White House.
It appears that diplomacy is still on the table for the Trump administration. Meanwhile, talks between European leaders and Iran have been ongoing in Geneva. The foreign ministers for France, Germany, and the UK releasing a joint statement expressing grave concerns with the escalating situation in the Middle East and expressing willingness to continue the dialogue with Iran. Now, Iranian officials maintaining that their nuclear program is still being used for peaceful purposes and saying that they'll reject any deal that doesn't allow them to enrich uranium.
And it's a win for the Trump administration, and he says for L.A. and California.
The Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals concluding that Trump was within his authority to take control of the Guard, citing damage to federal buildings and objects that protesters were throwing at officers. The court believes the Trump administration showed enough proof it was justified to send in the Guard. It reverses a lower court ruling that stated Trump's actions were illegal when he deployed the Guard over opposition from California Governor Gavin Newsom. But California Governor Gavin Newsom reacting by saying the president is not a king and is not above the law. He says they'll press forward with their challenge to President Trump's, quote, authoritarian use of the U.S. military against citizens.
Jeff Paul reporting. Pacers predictions for Sunday.
Pacers by 10. Give me a score. 115 to 105.
And how does that happen?
Tyrese plays out of his mind like he did against the Knicks. And Mathurin has a big game. Unexpected, but he's gonna play well this game.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
Right on, Chris. Looking downtown eastbound 70 West Street, left lane blocked because of a crash, and traffic is stop and go back to Belmont. And then a crash in the Northwood just happened a few minutes ago. Westbound 70 exiting to southbound 65. 70 crash. The ramp is open. Slow to Burrell Street, and those exit lanes to southbound 65 delayed 2 minutes. Inbound 69 stop and go 106th Street, 282nd. That's a 5-minute delay. East side southbound 465 slow from Washington past US 40 to Brookville Road. Crash Fishers 116th Street at Brook School Road, and a crash on the east side 21st at Colorado. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Now your forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
As we make our way into Friday night, skies are going to start clearing out overnight. Low temperatures will drop to 71 degrees, and winds will be out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Plus, if you're listening to this past 10:42 p.m., it is now officially summer. As we move into our full first day of summer, Saturday looks to be mostly sunny with high temperature in the mid-90s, lower 90s in the afternoon, and a heat advisory in place, so be cautious over the next few days. Heat will gain strength even more. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Drew Narsutis, 493 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. I'm Jason Hammer. Big Nige is out today. Jeff Boggs is in. And the two most exciting words in sports, Game 7. We're gearing up for a winner-take-all Game 7 this Sunday night. The Pacers, the Thunder. And here to talk a little bit about it from a national perspective is our pal Dylan Gwyn. He's the sports editor for Breitbart. Dylan, we're jacked up around here. This kind of thing doesn't happen all that often here in Indy. From a national perspective, what do you think about this series?
Oh, I think it's been an incredible series. And by the way, it doesn't just Game 7s don't just happen infrequently in Indiana. They don't happen regularly in the NBA at all. There hasn't been a Game 7 in the final series since 2016. So this is the Pacers are in a little bit of almost uncharted territory here in recent years. So I think what started off as a series between two markets that were not, wasn't New York and it wasn't LA or anything like that, and a lot of people nationally didn't think the series would do very well because of that. I think that the pure intensity of these games has captured the attention of a lot of people. And you look at that play last night, I know that's probably getting a lot of run in Indiana right now with Halliburton stealing the ball from Jalen Williams and going down the no-look pass to Pascal Siakam, and Siakam laying down the thunder right over J-Dub's head as he slams the ball home. Those kinds of plays, I will say this has been one of the most intense, hard-fought series that I've seen in recent memory here, because you're seeing two teams that have an immense load of young talent going at it. You got the drama and the build-up to last night's game. Nobody knew if Halliburton was going to play. He was in basically a 48-hour straight massage session, making sure that he was able to go last night. I know, poor guy, right? 48 hours of getting massage. Life is tough, I guess. When you're up there. But credit to the masseuse, because it apparently worked. Halliburton was able to play 23 minutes last night, scored 14 points. But the best part about it, for the Pacers' perspective, is they were able to get help from the bench. With Nembhard coming off the bench and scoring 17 points, Obi Toppin 20 points, Pascal Siakam 16 points, 13 rebounds. I think the intensity of this series has captured the national attention, and I think you're going to see a lot of people tuning in for a Game 7, not just because it's a Game 7, but because, you can count on seeing good quality hard basketball between these two teams that have so many of the league's young stars on them right now, and I think it's been incredible.
Dylan, has the NBA dropped the ball from a marketing perspective, building up the next generation of stars? Because here are two teams, and anybody that knows ball, that has watched this series, knows these teams can play. Pacers were in the Eastern Finals a year ago. The Thunder have the MVP this year, one of the most exciting players in his generation, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But neither one of these teams, Dylan, played on Christmas this year. There were 8 teams that were slotted above these two on the signature day of the NBA regular season, but yet we get stuck watching ass teams like Philadelphia on the regular. Does the NBA have a marketing problem?
The NBA does have a marketing problem. They do indeed. And what they've done is they fail to see the changing of the guard, because what's going on in the NBA right now is that you have the foreign players are really, for the most part, obviously you have your exceptions, but for the most part, across the league, the foreign players are becoming the better players in the NBA. And you mentioned Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's one of them. Obviously, Nikola Jokic with Denver, and you got Giannis in Milwaukee and places like that. And I think what they fail to understand is that there was a changing of the guard going on among those great players in the league right now. The league has always had problems marketing foreign-born players. That's never been something they've been necessarily great about. The American players, it's easier for the public to get involved in. It's easier for the public to buy in emotionally with the homegrown talent. With the international guys, sometimes it's a little bit different. And I think they were caught in the hangover of the Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo kind of thing. And they were showcasing those stars, not realizing that they had this burgeoning undergrowth of new stars that were coming up. Just like you said, I mean, you talk about SGA, he's obviously one of them, but it goes beyond them with Halliburton and then a lot of stars, a lot of young talent on the Pacers. But the Pacers do it a little bit differently than everybody else. And you saw this last night. They have star players. They absolutely have star players who are worthy of playing on Christmas Day and worthy of being the focus of an NBA marketing campaign. But the Pacers also win as a team. They really do.
Right.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that to sound corny or you make this like a Disney special or anything like that. It's absolutely true. They do play team basketball. Again, Obi Toppin with 20 points off the bench last night. Nemhard 17 points. Siakam 16. I think Halliburton only had 14 points. So I mean, you put all this together. They should be marketed more. I would expect to see the Pacers play on Christmas Day next year, regardless of the outcome of this series, regardless if they win Sunday night or not. I would expect them to be featured. They were the Eastern Conference champions and forced the first Game 7 in 9 years. So I would expect them to be featured up there. But they're a marketing challenge for the league because they're a great team. It's not just that they have a great player; they're a great team. So I think the league needs to change how they market these stars. Absolutely.
We're speaking with Breitbart News sports editor Dylan Gwyn here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And again, all of the eyes of the basketball world right now on Central Indy. You got the Pacers in the finals, but also since Caitlin Clark has returned back from her weeks-long injury, she's been making some highlights of her own. And then the other night, it looked like it was back to the future, right? We saw the same stuff happen the other night that happened all last year. Cheap shots on the league's cash cow, poking her in the eye, knocking her down. Like, I get physical basketball. I grew up watching 90s NBA, the Davises, the Oakleys, the Masons of the world. Mm-hmm. That's what I grew up watching. So I get physical ball. But what Caitlin Clark takes is a lot of cheap shots. And it just floors me, Dylan, that the women in this league, they don't understand the reason they're playing in front of a sold-out crowd is because of Caitlin Clark.
There's no question about that. But even if the women in the league, even if the other players didn't understand that, you would expect the referees to understand that.
Right. Right.
You would expect the referees to put some kind of order, restore some kind of order. Marina Babry knocks Caitlin Clark to the floor and doesn't even get ejected from the game. J.C. Sheldon claws Caitlin Clark in the eye. And she gets a technical, but she doesn't get ejected from the game either. The WNBA needed Caitlin Clark, but the WNBA was not ready for Caitlin Clark. No one watched this league for 30 years, and what we're seeing is they had all these incompetent referees who don't know how to protect players, who don't know how to officiate the game properly, and even the league's big star player, the only reason why anybody watches the league, even she can't get protection because these referees really have no idea what they're doing. This is the risk the league is taking, and you're right. This has gone on for over a year now, and it's beyond stunning, beyond incredible that they have not gotten this under control yet.
And Dylan, we got less than a minute left here, but the thing that frustrates me is that there's only one teammate of Caitlin Clark's that's willing to say this is crap and we're going to get some payback here. And that was Sophie Cunningham late in the fourth quarter when Caitlin got poked in the eye, knocked to the ground. All the other Fever players are just standing around. Like, if that were the Indiana Pacers, for example, you would have Miles Turner running in. You'd have Neesmith running in. Little TJ McConnell would be out there biting some ankles. Like, I don't see any of her teammates running to support her, and I think that's a big problem outside of Sophie Cunningham.
Of course it is. You would have fans running onto the court if that had happened during a Pacers game.
Right. Halliburton's dad would be in the mix. Hell yeah, he would be.
Well, Halliburton's dad needs very little provocation. We already know that. He'll come out of the stands if you look at him the wrong way.
Right.
But you're exactly right. She's got the worst teammates of all time. I mean, there's no question about it. They're all just standing around there doing nothing as she gets knocked to the floor. Sophie Cunningham had to be brought in. She wasn't even on this team last year. And you wonder, given the fact that she's the only one defending Caitlin Clark, if part of the reason of bringing her on this team wasn't to defend Caitlin Clark. I think that might be a part of it as well. But how embarrassing that someone, a free agent, somebody who wasn't even on this team last year, has to be the one to finally step up and defend this person. Again, If this had happened to Jordan, everybody on the Bulls would have attacked whoever knocked him to the ground. If this had been the Pistons, they probably would have stabbed him.
Right.
This is common and accepted, but for some reason on this basketball team, they refuse to do that. Hopefully that will change after what Sophie Cunningham did at the end of that game.
After Sunday, we need to have James Johnson identify as a woman, join the Fever, and then they'll have another enforcer, at least on that team. Dylan, where can we see some of your work at, my man?
Breitbart Sports. Go to Breitbart.com, click the icon for sports. You can find all of our stuff right there, and I can be followed on Twitter at The Mighty Gwyn. We have all the Caitlin Clark coverage there for you. We follow her very closely, and hey, it's a great spot, and I'm happy to be at Breitbart. So Breitbart.com, Breitbart Sports, and come check it out.
My man, Dylan Gwyn, great stuff as always. We'll talk soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
All right, I've got a special Game 7 Indiana Pacers-themed beverage lined up for Beer Sample Friday next.
From marshmallow festivals to fireworks on the shore. No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles. During Hubler's Freedom to Drive, shop any of our 13 locations and choose from Chevys, Fords, Toyotas, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and more. Over 2,000 vehicles. All makes, all models, certified vehicles, luxury vehicles, even the hard-to-find ones. Plus, every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 128-point vehicle inspection and a free Carfax history report.
'Cause Hubler's got you covered.
No matter where you're headed this summer, Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles during our Freedom to Drive. Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 13 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
The deals at Andy Moore Ford continue. We're talking about that employee pricing. Employee pricing at Andy Moore Ford across a full lineup of your favorite trucks and SUVs. That's right. You pay what they pay at Andy Moore Ford. Get $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 F-150s or buy a new Ford Super Duty truck for under $40,000. 175 different trucks to choose from. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, the time has never been better. Every vehicle comes with $500 in Andy Moore cash and $2,500 more for your trade. Plus, drive with no payments all summer long. Talk to Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Find out how easy it is to get your new car, truck, SUV, or fleet vehicle at Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR. AndyMooreFord.com.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Pierce Jewelers is the best family-owned jewelry store in Carmel. All jewelry and watch repair, appraisals, and custom design are done in-house. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
You support them. Who supports you? Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide insight, encouragement, and resources to help you navigate a loved one's recovery on the Supporting Sobriety podcast. Listen and get support wherever you get your podcasts.
Moments away from officially kick-starting the weekend with Beer Sample Friday. But first, Matt Baer is going to get people where they need to go.
You got a Hammer downtown crash eastbound 70 West Street, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic past Harding Street. A stall on the exit ramp from westbound 70 to southbound 6570. It's on the left side, a stalled semi with traffic slow back to rural, and then we're in the construction delay on southbound 6570. That runs from the north split to the south split, delayed 5 minutes. Also, looking at eastbound 465 on the north side, it slows before and after Allisonville Road. Crash in Fishers 116th at Brook School Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Create a glowing backyard retreat with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor lighting package with the purchase of their best stamped concrete patio through June 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Heat advisory in effect. Temperatures in the 90s all weekend long. Right now, it's 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample Friday.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress down in Columbus. When you need that love seat, when you need that Tempur-Pedic mattress, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, proud supporters of the Hammer and Nigel show. Jeff Boggs is in for Nige, and Jeff, this is a beverage I think we've had before, but I think it's topical. Sometimes we have new beers on this show, sometimes it's topical. What do you have in your hand?
Yuengling Golden Pilsner.
Yuengling Golden Pilsner, because it's a gold out weekend, baby. That's what we're doing. We got a Game 7 coming up on Sunday night, 8 o'clock. The Pacers could win a championship Sunday night, Jeff.
It's unbelievable.
So we got the Yuengling Golden Pilsner. I'll put it up to the YouTube camera, and on the count of 3, I want everybody to raise up your glass and say, boom, baby. 1, 2, 3. Boom, baby!
Oh, it tastes like Pascal Siakam's sweat.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's delicious.
That is a good beverage right there.
Woo.
I like it. What are the big plans for the game? Are you going to do anything special, going anywhere, or chilling at home?
So we've been figuring it out. Sometimes Molly and our dog Ray and I watch it on the couch, but then we lost a game, so I had to move over to my parents' house and watched it with them. We lost that game, so right now it's a conundrum. We may all just get together.
What did you do last night?
Last night, Molly, Ray, and I just watched it by ourselves.
I think you got to run it back.
You think so?
I think you got to run it back.
But what if we win? I would love to celebrate with, of course, Molly and my dog, but also my mom and my dad.
But if they lose, it's your fault, though. See, that's the problem.
Yeah, you're right.
There's a what if we win, but there's no doubt whose fault it is if they lose.
I don't know what to do now.
The weekend is officially underway. It's a gold out weekend. We got Yuengling Golden, and we are rolling. Don't go anywhere. One more hour to go. It's the Hammer and Nigel show on a Beer Sample Friday. Come on.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Summertime's here, so get a hot summertime deal at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators. Up to $8,000 off select 2024
Lincoln Nautilus. Come and see why the Roush family has served the community for over 53 years at Tom Roush Lincoln.
Navigator MSRP 105,195. Nautilus MSRP 60,195. 2025 Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Trump country is booming. We're building, hiring, and winning in Indiana because energy tax credits put America first, bringing manufacturing jobs home and creating a stronger middle class.
Jobs and factories will come roaring back into our country. More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
And America's comeback depends on American energy. Senator Young, keep what works. Don't repeal energy tax credits. Paid for by Built for America.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-626-9692. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-626-9692. That's 800-626-9692.
Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Alex Brown. Last month, sentiment among farmers across the U.S. hit its highest level in 4 years. That's according to the latest Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer. Michael Langemeyer, the barometer's principal investigator, said the percentage of people who said they expect ag exports to increase over the next 5 years rose from 33%